Hey everybody, thank you for joining here behind the scenes. This is something I've never done before. So we're here right now through this three-part training called the Accelerated Success Formula. Now this is going to be a little different. I'm going to be almost like two people. Hey, everybody here, congratulations for taking the time. I know it's a Friday. We have a million things going on. There's a million places you could be, but you're here. And I want to tell you, you couldn't be in a better spot. I have chat right here. I can see all the messages coming in. I'll be looking at these live, but I want to explain this first. Not quite sure where to start, but let me just tell you, I'm going to be two people today. I'm going to be this moderator, the dean that you know. I'll share with you what's going on. If I think I need a break, I'll let you know. If I want to grab some tea or some water or grab my kombucha, I will. But what we're doing today is something, again, I've never done before. I'm filming this course, the Accelerated Success Formula. I'll explain it here more in a minute. The 3 steps to success, what I feel the foundation, plus the tactical, plus the actual ways to implement and succeed. We're going to do that over this 3-part training, these 3 series of trainings. And again, sometimes I'll be just, hey, what's up? Glad you're here. And then I'll go into training mode because that's the part where we're actually building the course. And you're here with me right now behind the scenes. We got Cameron, we got Mike switching, we got Jeremy over here helping with messages. We got Brian over here. He'll be answering messages as well. And I'm going to do everything I can to talk and watch and share as much as we can with your messages and your questions that you ask. We'll get to Q&A too. Sorry, I'm thinking a million different things at once, but we're going to do Q&A. We'll do those kind of when we go into breaks. We'll take a couple breaks here. I'm expecting to go 3 hours. Could be 2.5, could be 3.5. I got a lot of great stuff to share with you today. So we'll get to Q&A during those breaks. We will cover these 3 sections of the Accelerated Success Formula over the next 3 days, and we're going to have an amazing time. So I hope you're ready. Thanks for joining me. And just think about this. You know, one of the reasons I'm doing this is because those of you who watch me, those of you who bought my book, Millionaire Success Habits, those that like me on Facebook and watch my videos, you help make Millionaire Success Habits one of the fastest and best-selling books of this year. It's on fire right now. 5-star reviews at Amazon. I thank you for that. On Facebook, we just blew past 1 million followers on Facebook. That's because of you, and I want to say thank you for that. And my way of saying thank you is allowing you here with me behind the scenes filming this new course. So if you're here because you want to raise chickens, organic chickens for your family, then you're in the wrong spot. If you're here because you want to put on 20 pounds of lean muscle, now this could help, but this really isn't the spot. If you're here because you would like to understand the foundation of success, but also how to actually do it, how to make more money, how to live more of an abundant life, then you are in the right spot. So many times in life so many people look for the magic money pill and the things that can give them money overnight. I don't know how often that works, but I do know there's a formula for success and you can go faster with the Accelerated Success Formula. So you guys ready? You ready to have a good time here? So again, this is the regular dean that's coughing, and here's the cool part. If I cough, if I mess up, if I forget my spot, or I feel like just stopping and going over and answering some of your questions or saying hello to Jean or Diana or anybody, Irene or Mike or Cardell, and I can, because when we turn this into a course and we can edit all that stuff out. So you get to see this really is behind the scenes of creating an amazing course, and I'm happy to have you here. Again, the last thing I'll say before we get started is I truly appreciate you. I want to let you know, I think in my heart as I sit here, there's a lot of other things you can do. There's a lot of noise in the world. There's a lot of people talking. There's a lot of people doing stuff that you could be. And there's probably some important things you could be doing, but you're here with me, and I'm not going to take that lightly. I'm not going to take that for granted, and I'm going to do my best to over-deliver. And remember, take what serves you from the training today and throw the rest away. We have so much stuff going on in life. Try not to answer social media. Try not to do a million things at once while you're here. Take the wisdom, take down action steps, and get it going. Everything okay? Yep. Audio's good? Yep. Playing good? There we go. See what I mean? We're live, just checking on you. Okay, let's get to it. So here we go. Let's get to it. Let's start with the Accelerated Success Formula. So the first thing I want to do is share a little bit of the truth. I shared this at my live event, the Edge event I do every year. Just for those of you that might not know me, maybe you just got my book, you just started reading it, or you just saw me online for the first time. I'd like to know you to know where I came from just a little bit before we get into the actual training, because a lot of times people speak from kind of the top of the mountain and tell you how great it is up here, you should join me. And I'd like you to know that I've been in the ditches, I've been in the trenches, and I know what that feels like. So I want to tell you, I speak from a place of, I know what it's like up on top to accomplish, to fulfill your desires. I know what it's like to tap into your full potential, not feel like there's more. I mean, I always feel like there's more, but I know what that feels like, but I also know what it feels like to live in a bathroom and with my dad when I was a kid. As weird as that sounds, it was the only place we could plug in an electric heater where it would be warm in the wintertime, right? So I've been everywhere, but let me just first tell you this. In 1988, I lost my dad, my home, and my income. No, my dad did not die. He's still alive. He's 83 and looks like he's 60. And he's in a great place. He's engaged. He's doing awesome. But in 1988, I was 2 years out of high school and I was working with my dad, and he went through a really horrible divorce and other situations in his life that really affected him in a bad way. And his childhood come back and haunted him and all that kind of stuff. And he kind of checked out. I lost him. He disappeared. And we had a collision shop in Marlboro, New York. And he just said, let it go. Let the house go. I don't care. So 2 years out of high school, I was 19 years old. And I just remember feeling so despair, like so much despair. Like I had nothing. I had no college education. I barely got out of high school. I was going to work with my dad in this collision shop. And that was gone. So he leaves. I'll show you that picture there, that I went back to go walk down memory lane. That's an actual garage I worked out of. But let me just tell you, when he took off, I had the collision shop and I moved everything out of it because we couldn't pay for it anymore. This big building, and all my friends helped with trucks and stuff. We moved all the stuff, and then I moved him out of the house that he was in, that I lived in with him. I moved all his stuff out of that and I rented the house, right? So I moved all the stuff that was in that collision shop to that actual garage, and I worked out of that garage for probably a year trying to get back on my feet. I had a wood stove in there, I had my tools in there, I had the ability to paint cars in there. I mean, it stunk, gave me headaches and everything, but I worked my way back. And you know, one thing at a time, I got a car done. I got more cars done. I went to the family that owned the collision shop that my dad, we kind of had to leave. And I said, with my hard work and dedication and decisiveness and convincing and persuasion, I got them to give me the collision shop back. So I moved the stuff out of there. I went back, got the collision shop going, got auto sales, got enterprise rent-a-car, and I started cranking. I started buying real estate. I started doing no money down deals, and real estate really transformed my life. But then again, in 2005, I discovered my weaknesses on my way up climbing. You know, I hadn't run big businesses, and my business was getting bigger and bigger and hiring people, and I made some massive mistakes. I trusted some people, I hired the wrong accountant, and I lost everything again. In 2005, I had no money, I was in despair. I know what that feeling was, those sleepless nights, 2 o'clock in the morning, stressed that where am I gonna go in my life, what am I gonna do? And through the same exact strategies that I'm gonna share with you today, not only did I rebound, I found a journey, I found a path, I found the strategies and the secrets and the habits that not only can keep you on track to break through those barriers, to finally go to that level of success you desire, you deserve, and mostly reach your full potential. I've discovered them along the way. And today, again, this is bragging about myself a little bit, and I guess it's setting my credentials before we get to training, but my brands and my companies have done upwards to $1 billion in sales. I'm a multiple New York Times best-selling author, and I had dyslexia and was in special reading till 11th grade, and teachers said, you're dumb, spell it out, or you'll never be anything. My guidance counselor told me to think about either construction or staying with cars, because I really didn't have the aptitude or the intelligence to do anything else, which was awesome. I met and am friends with some of my heroes, the people who changed my life, like Tony Robbins and Richard Branson and Joel Osteen, people that had an impact on my life, and now I can call them friends and learn from them and some of the strategies I'm sharing they use themselves. I have a Genius X. It's a $100,000 a year mastermind right here in the other room where people pay me $100,000 a year, me and my partner Joe Polish, to come here 3 times a year and learn the same exact kind of strategies I'm going to be sharing here with you today. What's cool is we opened that up. We opened up 15 slots originally, and we sold out in 7 days. Pretty awesome that we did that this year. We're going to ramp that up to just 20 people. That's all we're allowing in, and I think we got about 13 waiting for those spots that are available. I feel pretty proud of that, right? Being that broke kid working out of that garage to having people I admire and I adore, people I respect, paying me to come learn. My new book, Millionaire Success Habits, you probably know is a smash runaway hit. I get to inspire and teach amazing people like you. I mean, think about that. Think about what I get to do for a living. Like, I want to be on my game. I don't want to just share decent stuff with you today. I don't want to take this time that's so precious in your life that we'll never get back. I don't want you to go, oh, I watched Dean for a couple hours. It was good. No, I want you to get done today and be like, oh my God, best 3 hours, 2.5 hours of my entire life. I wouldn't take it back. And this is what I'm going to do. That's what I plan on doing over this 3 series of trainings. That's why you're going to want to, I know it's busy, but you're going to want to be here for all this. Plus, today I'm giving away an iWatch. That's my ethical bribe to get you to stick around and learn. Yes, you can leave your wallet in your pants, but you can make sure, or in your purse, but make sure you're here and in the chat, because we're just going to randomly pick somebody to give an iWatch today for no other reason than to bribe you to learn. How's that? Is that cool? Okay, and then I'm a damn good dad, coach, and a role model, or at least I sure hope so. I obsess over it and I love it, and getting money out of the way has allowed me to be that dad. You know, when people say money doesn't buy happiness, or I don't know if people have said that actually have made enough of it. When you can pay for people that are going through struggles, you can retire parents that don't have money and they're working too long, or you can make sure your kids are safe. That's happiness. I'm going to talk more. In fact, money is so important. Let me back up. The conversation about money and the beliefs we have about money are so important that part of the training of the Accelerated Success Formula, the first thing I wanted to cover, and I put all these slides together for you in the last couple days. If you know me, usually I don't use slides at all, but this is a training. I want this to impact you. I want this not to be something you just watch and observe. I want it to impact you and have it become part of a belief system. So if I say it and you see it, maybe we can lock it in. If you really want to anchor it in, write this down. Don't just type it. Don't just listen. Try to write it down. So let's start. How did I get there? At this stage of my life, I believe it boils down to 3 things. And those 3 things are the Accelerated Success Formula that we're going to be teaching and training over these next 3 days. Going to be teaching and training over these next 3 parts, excuse me. And here's where it starts. Foundation for success. That's what we're going to do in this section. We are going to go over the 8 musts to start or scale a business. Here's the thing. With all the years looking back, all the things that I've accomplished, all the failures that I've had. My companies literally have generated upwards to $1 billion in gross revenues with my brands and my companies. To say that out loud is crazy, but I'm not so far removed from you that I can't associate or remember what it's like when I wanted to make $1,000 a week, when I struggled, or when I thought there was no hope, or there was no good jobs, or there was no bigger future for me, that I'd struggle like my family did with money. I remember all that, but along this journey, I've discovered 8 musts that have to be in place to be successful. Without them, it just doesn't work. So that's why I'm excited to share that today. That's the start of section 1 of our training. Next, what we'll be doing is the knowledge, capabilities, and the roadmap. Now, that is what you're going to want to do in the next section. Make sure you set the time aside to be here with me, okay? Again, we'll go 3 hours now, then we'll go another 3 hours tomorrow, then we'll go another probably 2.5, 3 hours the following day. Okay, so in the next section, because you're going to want to be here too, is the knowledge and capabilities and the roadmap. That's not just the foundation. I'm going to show you how you could tap into $1 billion industry from home, and the way things have changed, the new way to wealth. Little tweaks in technology, not complicated technology, just because of access, just because of technology. Things have shifted in a way where I'm going to show you how to tap into $1 multi-billion-dollar industry and profit from your home, and literally without risking or spending a lot of money. You're going to love this. This is going to blow your mind. You're going to blow your mind. And then the last part is you can have the foundation for success. You can know what vehicle you're going to use to make money or gain more success. But then what a lot of people do at that point is they kind of sit on the sidelines. They go, maybe I'll jump in. Maybe I need to learn more. Maybe I'll do this. Maybe next month. Maybe after my husband supports me, my wife's better off. I get out of this relationship. I start a new one. Maybe 5, 10, 20 years, 30 years go by. Nothing. And I'm not saying that to be disrespectful. If I'm disturbing you right now for lack of action or things that have gone wrong in the past or not happened in the past or missed opportunities, then that's my job. That's what I'm doing here. Because I want you to take action today. I want you to be a part of this. I want you to be disturbed or excited enough for action. I don't care which one it is, as long as it's one of them. Okay, and then that leads to success. When you have the foundation, when you know what you're doing, and then you actually implement it, that can only lead to success. So now that you know what we're going to be covering in this course that you're invited to behind the scenes for free, joining me right now, I want to start with money. Before I do, the slide's not the one I thought it was going to be. See, I told you we're live. This is going to be fun, no holding back, in-depth training. So let me get a feel of what you're looking for. I kind of gave it away here, but let me just ask you, you guys are on chat. How many people we have in chat? Awesome. Thousands of you in the chat with us right now. Boom. That's what I like. Okay, do me a favor. Put a thumbs up right now, or just say yes, or a smiley face. Let me know what you're in the mood for. Would you like to, are you here because you'd like to improve your health and the way you feel? If you'd like that, give me a thumbs up, give me a smile. I'm looking right here at all the chats coming in. Okay, how would you, what about if you'd like to improve your relationships or bonding with your family? How would you like that? If you'd like that, give me a smile, give me a thumbs up, give me a yes. Thanks, everybody. I see them all coming in. Fantastic. Okay, what about who wants to focus on improving your finances, making more money, creating a side hustle, a side income? If that's it, give me 2 thumbs up, or give me 2 smiley faces, or give me a yes, yes. Let me see, look at, they're just cranking in. That's awesome, guys. Okay, so here's the cool part. What about if we focus on all of them over this 3-part series that I told you with the Accelerated Success Formula? That's the deal. That's what we're going to do. We're going to focus on all of them. But let's start with money and why it's so important, because people have such a crazy relationship with money. You don't even realize it. I mean, think about it. Money is one of those things we're taught we shouldn't desire it. We shouldn't want it. We should have this weird feeling about it. Maybe we make too much of it. Well, simultaneously, it's the #1 thing that causes crap in our lives. It's crazy. It's like being at a therapist. It's like therapist in the middle, you and money on the other side. It's like, I don't want you. I don't need you. You're bad. But to have a better life, I want more of it, right? It's like, okay, how do we get all this? So I want to spend the time right now and go over money and how it can be a foundation for getting more of it the right way. So your heart is filled. So you feel amazing about making more of it. So let's just start with this. When people say money doesn't buy happiness or money's evil, let's just think about this. According to CNBC, finances are the leading cause of stress. I want to open this up because I want to see your chats coming in. It just went. It's the leading cause of stress in a relationship. Imagine that. Arguing about money is the top predictor of divorce, says Sonia Britt. The top predictor of divorce. How sad is that? 76% of Americans admit money is the significant source of stress in their lives. 76%. Okay, so we're all walking around saying it's not money, but can money improve the quality of all areas of your life? Absolutely, but before you answer that question, let's go over some common money myths. And I think, again, if you're here today with me right now, taking the time not doing something else that could be more important, potentially more fun, it's my job to give you the foundation for success before we give you how to actually go do it. Because you could give somebody, and think about what I'm going to say, you could give somebody a business on how to sell $20 bills for $10 and push them out in the world, and somehow they fail. You know it, And you know people that would. They get inside their mind. Is it really right to sell $20 bills for $10? And should I stand on the corner? Or should I do it online? Or maybe I should do a Facebook ad? Or maybe I should get a course on how to do it? Or should I do it like multi-level marketing? Or maybe I should do it at my office, but maybe my boss will get mad. Maybe I'll just start Monday. And a year goes by and nobody does anything. So it's my job today to first off strip the barriers, like the myths about money, and then start building this foundation. So when you stack on what you can do and then you learn how to take action, then you look back and go, wow, that guy Dean was onto something. I've always wanted to do something more. I've always wanted a new side income or new money or be in control of my life or put more away for retirement, but I never actually moved. What my desire is with you being here and the Accelerated Success Formula is this is the process to get you to move and to get you where you desire. Now, if you're watching us on Facebook, awesome, great for being here, so glad to have you. If you're watching us on YouTube, you can go over to deanslivecast.com. That's DeanSlivecast.com. That's the main page where we're live, so you can jump on the chat. We got thousands of you in the chat right now. If you want to jump on from Facebook or YouTube or wherever you're watching, go to deanslivecast.com, and then you can jump in the chat. I can see what you're saying here. Okay, so before we let's cover the common myths. Myth number one. The first belief is that money is scarce. And that money, we've all heard money doesn't grow on trees. But we've lived with the constant fear that money could run out. Now I'm looking at my slides because I want to make sure I wrote all these out. I want to make sure I hit it. But think about that. We have this gut feeling of like, if we have savings, is it going to go away? If we have a job, is it going to go away? Is money going to run out? And the fact of the matter is that money doesn't actually vanish. There's always been the same amount of money, right? Or they print more, right? There's actually printing more money. It's not vanishing. It's not going off into thin air. It doesn't get burned. It doesn't get ground up, right? That's not the point. What happens is money never goes anywhere. Money isn't scarce. What happens is money simply flows from one group to another. Does that make sense? Money is simply just flowing from one group to another. So why not, instead of protecting or obsessing on protecting from losing all of your money, the question should be, how do you become part of the group that money is being transferred to? Think about that. That's what your desire is. It's not going away. Think about, in all my years, I'm going to digress here for a second. In all my years of being in business, in all my years of making money, in all my years of running a company successfully, in some years I didn't run it the best, and then I realized I wasn't best at running companies, I was great at starting companies, I brought the right people in, and all those things. When I look at my companies, whenever I wanted to go to another level, I would analyze and go, where can we cut? Where can we make savings smart? Now, I'm not saying at all that you shouldn't be frugal and you shouldn't be smart with your money. People smart with their money who spend less than they make always will live a more fulfilled older age. I totally get that. But what happens is we get so used to protecting and saving that we don't spend enough money on thriving and making. In my experience through all the years is when I wanted to bring more money in my company, I'd spend weeks with the CFO and controllers and look and say, where could we cut? And we could cut this much. Or I could open up an abundant mind and I could say, what new campaign can we create to help people? What houses can we flip in my real estate business? What more can we do to bring it in? And always, always producing more income always outweighed trying to make cuts. Now that's an extreme, but it's the same thing. If you had parents that went through the Great Depression, or grandparents who went through the Great Depression, or parents who worked 9 to 5 and worked their butts off just to get by and still don't have enough for retirement, you could have inherited this thought of save, 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 don't step out, don't step out. And all of a sudden you get older and you go, why did I waste all this time thinking money was scarce when I could go get it? Does that make sense? Here's a cool stat. Did you know, this was Bloomberg, 1,700 new millionaires are being created every single day in America. 1,700 new millionaires every single day in America alone are being created. This isn't a time to be scared. This isn't a time to sit on the sidelines. This is a time to do exactly what you're doing. Get in the right mindset, gain the capabilities, get the tactical skills, and go out there and make it happen. So here's a second myth, is that somehow we believe that money doesn't solve problems. We're kind of, it's kind of bred into us that, I mean, people quote the Bible of saying money is the root of all evil. I think it's the love of money is the root of all evil. But is money really evil when you have the opportunity? I mean, people do evil things with money. There's no question about that. But when you can solve a problem, when you can cut a check for a problem, my mentor, Dan Sullivan, one of my mentors, says if you can cut it, basically, if you have a problem goes away if you have the money. But he said to me, if you can cut a check for the problem doesn't exist anymore. So really think about that right now. You want to anchor in some feelings and emotions. Thanks, everybody. I see all your comments coming in. I promise you, I'm going to read all of these. I appreciate them. I see them. I love seeing it. It's shifting and going. So feel free to comment. Let me know what you're loving. Let me know if you want me to talk more about something. And Jeremy, if you see some people saying, talk more about something, just let me know. And I'll go deeper on it, right? That's the benefit of you being here behind the scenes, right? But I want to talk about if you have a problem, you cut a check for a problem. Right now, I would think, and if you have a pen and pad, right now I would ask, what problems would go away for you right now if you could cut a check for them? What problems would you cut a check for right now? Think about it. Is there some old medical bills? Is there old college debt? Pay your parents' house off? Set some money away for college for your kids? Would you tell your wife or your husband to stop working in that job that's taking away who they are as a person? Would you make sure your kids knew that they're not going to be spoiled, but when they're older, they'll have some money to borrow against for their first house or borrow against to start their own company so they're not enslaved by a job? Would you quit a job that's killing you? Would you be a more full-time mom, a more full-time dad, more full-time grandparent? Let me ask something. Are all of those kind of problems? And could a check solve those problems? Absolutely. So we gotta reframe the way we think about money. Money is an abundant, amazing thing that can solve problems. And when you start thinking that way, then all of a sudden there's no excuses. They're not like, well, if I made more money, I might be a jerk. If I made more money, people look at me. If I made more money, maybe I'm greedy. No. Money solves problems. You want to make more of it. I want to give you a little story here. I took my family to Cabo for a family reunion. It's really great to have everybody together. This is a little while back. My mom and my stepdad and my sister and my nephews and my family and my kids and in-laws, and it was pretty spectacular. I rented this, and I feel blessed, I'm not bragging, but I rented this amazing, huge house right on the water, waves crashing in the backyard, had someone who took care of the house, a cook. They were literally catching tuna out and coming to the dock and bring the tuna in the kitchen, fillet it, and made ceviche and tuna sushi and sashimi. It was amazing. It was absolutely amazing. But while we're there, and this is a story this will make sense in a second, I'm not just bragging. But while we're there, my stepdad, who I've known since I was 10 years old, 9 years old, my stepdad got really pale and all of a sudden passes out. We don't know what's going on. I mean, he's white, transparent white. We call the ambulance. We're in Mexico. It's a little scary. Ambulance comes. I mean, it's crazy. The ambulance comes, then someone stops the ambulance, said, you should get in our ambulance. And, we think my stepdad's dying. My mom's freaked out. Long story short, we get to the doctors. Luckily, I had a friend who lived down there who was a doctor, so definitely go to this hospital. We get to the hospital. He needs emergency surgery. Doctor walks me outside. Remember to this day, like literally I'm in a hospital. He goes, can I talk to you? We walk out of the front doors. They open up. We go outside. It's a little tiny hospital. And he said, your dad's colon burst. His large intestines are ruptured. He's bleeding. He's actually below the amount of blood that he should be alive right now. And we need to do emergency surgery right now. There's no question. But in order to do that, we need $30,000. Now, I don't think they would have let him die, but they don't take Medicare. They didn't take insurance. They took cash or credit card. Nothing else. I was able to pull out my black card and I handed it to him. I said, put it on here and go save my stepdad. I went in, I gave him a hug. I told him I loved him. He shared some thoughts, take care of your mom if I don't make it. Did the surgery, he made it. He's still doing good. That's it. But that gave this cut a check for a problem, the problem goes away. It gave it a whole new meaning. I'm not saying they would have let him die, but literally said we can't start until we have cash. That was cutting a check for a problem. So stop feeling bad about wanting to cut checks for some problems. What problems? Tell me some things right now, right here, guys, and I appreciate all the comments coming in. Tell me stories right now. What would you cut? You don't have to get too personal, but tell me something you'd cut a check for right now. It's a problem in your life, a debt, a credit card, retire a family member, retire your parents, retire a husband, take care of your kids, get a surgery that you need, get a personal trainer, go on a better diet, start your own business. What would a check cut a problem for? Yeah, it's okay to think that way. I'm giving you permission. Myth number 3. Somehow, we believe, and I've had way too many conversations with people, and this might not be you, but I want to throw this in there because I've talked to too many people. I've been blessed to talk to thousands of my students around the world. I've read tens of thousands of your comments. So I get it. And so many people have this inner feeling that if you're making money, you're somehow taking it from someone else. Do you feel that ever? Just a little bit, like if I get ahead, and again, I'm not saying the majority of you do, but a lot of people do. And I want to just kill that right now because I had a little bit of that. I didn't even realize I had a little bit of that until I was really fortunate. I'd love to say Richard Branson and I are buds because I'm so cool. You know, Richard Branson, the multi-billionaire, started Virgin Records, Virgin Airlines, Virgin Mobile, Virgin everything, right? The guy's billionaire and he's brilliant. Along with my buddy Joe Polish, we raised $1 million for his charity, Virgin Unite. And Virgin Unite is a great charity because he does all these incredible things, builds schools in Africa, takes care of people in America, all around the world. He funds all the bills, and when you donate, that $1 million we raised went right to the bottom line to help people, which is awesome. So for doing that, we got to spend a week on his private island in the Caribbean called Necker Island, and he was there. So we got to spend a whole week with a billionaire. It's pretty awesome. So I get up early. I'm a 5 o'clock guy. I get up at 5. He got up at 5, and he said, hey, tomorrow if you're up early, you want to go sailing? I'm like, hell yeah, go sailing with a billionaire, with Richard Branson. So I go down, I get on a sailboat with him, and we sail around the island, just us. So I get uninterrupted time with a multi-billionaire who, you know, quit 7th grade. He had dyslexia like I did. We had this great conversation about a million things. But then we talked about this topic, about money. And I want you to think about this. When you make money, are you hurting people or are you actually helping the world? Remember, you're not taking it from somebody. Money's going to flow in and out of people's hands. If you have the ability to get it to flow to you, think about the impact you can have. So I'm talking to Richard. I said, I think I should be doing more, spending more time with charities. I cut checks, I said, but I should be doing more personally. And he's like, I get that. He said, in my life right now, most of his waking day is spent on philanthropy, right? So it's giving back. But he said, you have a gift and a desire to make more money. Not everybody does. If that's your God-given gift, and I'm paraphrasing, whether you call it a unique ability or a core competency or a God-given ability, if you have that ability to overcome fear and get out there and start a company and make money, then that's what you should do. Because let me ask you something. He said, if you went to a homeless shelter and you spent the whole week there handing out food, that's amazing. And the people that do it, thank God those people are there. But would it be better to go spend your week there? Or would it be better to walk down that shelter and hand them a check for 50 grand and say, help buy meals, help buy some clothes? Which do you think would make a better impact? He said, if you know how to make money, if you desire to make money, you're ethically obligated to go make more and then give it all away if you want. So you're not hurting people. The people who donate, I mean, especially, you know, when you see disasters like Houston and you see disasters like Florida and all around the world comes together and donates, right? So think about this in your life. If you started making more money, right? Would you be taking it away or would you be giving it back? Let me ask you, would you maybe have someone clean your house so you could go do what you do that makes you more money or fulfills your heart and soul, spend time with your kids? Would you maybe get your dry cleaning done more? Get someone to mow your lawn? Would you get a personal trainer? Would you get a nutritionist? Maybe a naturopath? Would you attend more events? Would you buy more information? What would you do? Would you buy a new car? Buy a new house? Every one of those things is you're helping the world flourish. You're making more and you're spending it. You're helping not only the economy in your home, you're helping the economy in the world. You're helping the economy in your neighborhood. You're going to employ people who right now maybe can't afford to feed their family. So when you got to flip that completely on the opposite side. When you make more money, you help the world flourish. How about thinking about it that way? Next myth, and this is the biggest one of them all. Money doesn't make you a best version of yourself. I think there's some instances that could be true. I always said that money and alcohol make you an extreme version of who you are on the inside. Do you ever see somebody who's kind of a jerk and then they get some drinks in them, you're like, that guy's a real jerk? Or you see somebody who's got a little bit of money and they're kind of off, and they get money and they're really off. But I like to see the good in the world. I see the complete opposite. When people have money, they might go through a little phase, but then they become a better version of themselves. And I want to explain why. I'd love for you, if you have a pen and paper, and you could share it with the rest of us if you'd like. And in a moment here, we're going to take a little break. And when we take a break, I'll do some Q&A. So get your questions ready. But I'd like you to think of what success means to you. You're watching the accelerated success formula. You want another level of success. What does that mean when you really think about it? When you really think about success, what does that mean to you? I know getting money out of the way would be great, financial freedom would be great, but what does it really mean to you? Who would you become if you had money? You know, my family, when I was a kid, money was the thing that we worried about the most. I told you I lived in a bathroom with my dad because it was the only place we could plug in an electric heater and stay warm for the winter. I lived in a trailer park with my mom. I'm not complaining. That's the journey I was on, and I wouldn't take any of it back. But my mom worked 2 jobs to make about $90 a week. I was a latchkey kid, me and my sister, at a really young age. Or I went to grandma's house. I didn't get to see my mom much when I was a kid because she was always at work. I don't say that poor, again, it's not poor me. My parents could barely come to baseball games or anything that I was a part of. They were busy. They were trying to make things work. They did the best they possibly could. But do you think they were the best version of themselves? If my parents made more money, could they have maybe stayed together? Could they maybe have gotten in better shape? Could they have coached? Could they have done a lot of things? Of course, they would have wanted to do all of those, but money dictated their lives. But let me just share this with you. For me, I wrote down some things where I think I'd become a better person because I'm not choked by lack of money. Do I think about it? Of course. Do I work hard for my money? Absolutely. And if you're sitting there right now going, "Oh, Dean, you're rich now. It's easy." Listen, there's a journey, but wherever you are, I've been. So I'm not trying to make light of it. You could be in just a horrible situation. I'm sorry, my heart goes out to you. It's why I'm here today. That's why I invited you to come behind the scenes to be a part of this course, because I'm going to give you these tools. I know it's not easy, but it's worth it. But it's worth it. Listen, I wrote down coaching because I don't worry about money, because it's out of the way. It's not something I obsess on. It's like oxygen in the room. When's the last time you thought about breathing? Have you thought about how abundant the air is in the room that you are right now? Have you said, wow, this is so great to have all this oxygen just here. It's free. There's so much of it. No, you haven't thought about that. But if I gave you a cocktail straw and said, breathe through that, all you would think about is the oxygen in the room and getting it into your lungs. When money is the thing you think about without realizing it more and more, you don't have time for the other things. Jeremy, because there's so many great questions coming in, if you could write down some for me, that would be fantastic. I don't want to miss it. We're going to take a break here a little bit and I'll answer. But let's get back to this, though. So when money stopped being a worry, when money stopped being a thing that I thought was going to run out or wouldn't have enough, then guess what? I was just left with me. And I didn't like some of the things I saw. I'm just going to be completely honest. I didn't like some of the things I saw because I was running so hard for so long for money, business, success, money, business, success, money. Whoa, business is doing good. Wow, books, New York Times bestsellers, they're selling. Oh, hundreds of real estate deals, they're moving. Companies doing good. Money and success were there. All of a sudden, I was left with me. And I got to work on me. I got to attend masterminds. We're kindred spirits. If you've bought any of my courses or spent money, I've spent hundreds of thousands of dollars on my own self-education. Buying courses, buying tapes. I listen to an audio course or audio book every single week. I spend hundreds of thousands of dollars for masterminds to learn and absorb and do self-education. I'm growing as a person. I'm so far from perfect, but I want to be the best human on the planet. I want to be the best motivator. I want to be the best. I want to inspire you. I want to deliver you real wisdom. I want to be the best dad in the world. Just my desire. If money took up my thoughts, I couldn't do that. So coaching, not only have I paid for coaches, paid for consulting, I get to coach Little League. My son's, it's T-Rex League, kind of like right before Little League. But I coach. So not only do I go to all the games, I do everything in my power not to miss a practice. I haven't missed one practice yet this year. He's also on flag football. I missed one half of practice, and I got there halfway through, and my son's like, Dad, what's up? like no other dad's there for every single practice. I'm not the head coach, guys. Just the head coaches are smarter, more brilliant. That's their job. I get to show up. They bring the bags. They bring the stuff. I get to show up, throw the football, throw the baseball, do some grounders, do some flag plays. I get to do the cool part. But I'm there. I'm there for every game. My daughter's softball. I'm there for every softball game. I go to every single one of her practices. I take her she's got a pitching coach. She's doing amazing at pitching. I go to pitching coach. I couldn't do that. I don't know what success means to you, but that's what it means to me at this phase of my life. I feel like the most successful man alive when I show up at practice and I'm the only dad there. And the other dads are just as good as me. They love their kids just as much as I do. I don't love my kids anymore, but I wasn't afraid to know what money can do and go after it. My health. I'm going to be 50 next year. I'm in the best shape of my life. I get to eat right. I get to have a personal trainer. I have a naturopath. I give myself vitamin B shots once a week. I go get an IV a couple times a month to nourish my body. I get my blood taken to make sure, find out what things I'm allergic to or not. That stuff's crazy. I never even knew this stuff existed. I do all these hacks, these health hacks. I bought a cryo sauna. We call it the freeze machine. Because it literally takes your body down to, it goes 280 degrees below zero for just 3 minutes. You freeze, but it kills inflammation and it gets your blood circulating. It's crazy. It's a $60,000 machine. I have it in my office. Again, I hope this doesn't sound like I'm bragging. I'm trying to inspire. Even if it disturbs you, even if you have a little envy or jealousy, good. Don't be like, oh, he's got it. Be like, no, I'm going to get it because I'm as smart as this dude. I guarantee you're as smart as me. If we took an IQ test or a spelling test, everybody right now would beat me. And we're going to get to the 8 things that are kind of the unfair advantages that got me there. That's what we're doing next. But I'm going to get money out of the way first. Relationships. If you're not in a great relationships, we saw the stats. 76% of all marriages collapsed because they started fighting about money. Could you hire a relationship coach? Could you get money out of the way? Could you take a trip? Could you do a weekly date night? Could you do all that stuff if you have more money? Why not? Masterminds, I talked about that. Masterminds have made such a massive impact on my life. Mastermind and self-education, let's lump them together. I still buy courses. I bought 2 courses last week. What did we spend? $1,000 last week on 2 courses. I have someone coming in to teach us about YouTube. I want to do more stuff on YouTube. How much are we spending for getting a 10 or 15 grand? We're spending $10,000 or $15,000 to get a YouTube expert to come down here and train us for a day. But because I know it's the fastest way to success. I don't want to learn through my own trial and error. That's the old way. I don't want to go to college for 7 years. That's the old way. In today's world, cut a check for the problem. Problem goes away. I want to learn YouTube. I want Brian, who's sitting over there, to run our YouTube account. I'm going to pay this guy. Brian's going to learn. I'm done. Right? I'm not bragging. I'm just showing you, giving you a glimpse into this. I hope you guys are liking this. Don't forget to get us our questions, and we're going to get to that here in just a moment. Here, we'll take a little break. Explore my purpose. I don't know what. All right, can I just be honest? Of course, I'm always honest, but let me just say it like it is. My kids really gave me a purpose in life that I didn't know exists. If you're a parent, maybe you get that. Or of course you get it, but I kind of was just. I've been in fast gear since I was 17, running away from the pain of my childhood, running away from being broke. I was just running away from pain, running towards something new, success. I'd fail fast, go, fail fast, go, fail fast, go, fail fast, go. But I didn't really know why I was doing it all. I was just running away from something painful. I didn't know what I was running towards. Then I had kids, and it made me step back and really think about it. And then when money really wasn't an issue, something I thought about every day, I started thinking about life. Like, what am I here for? What am I doing? What kind of parent do I want to be? And maybe it's because I'm halfway through my life. I'm saying half. At 50, I'm going to 100 minimum. So halfway through my life, maybe that's the age. Doesn't matter what age you are right now. Twice, 70, 90, 20, 40, doesn't matter. But start thinking about, why are we here? I don't want to get in a big philosophical discussion here, but we're here for a reason. We're not here for the 9 to 5 grind and just go to bed every day and go, oh, I made it through another day. Oh, I made it through another day. And then in the morning go, oh, can I make it through today? Man, there's more for us than that. There is more for us than that. And if I'm making you feel bad, it's okay. Be disturbed. It takes one step at a time. Remember, Bill Gates said this. Tony Robbins says it, but I know, and I love hearing from Tony, but I think Bill Gates said it originally. We overestimate what we can do in a year, and we underestimate what we can do in 5. Okay? So it's like, I'm not saying we can change stuff tomorrow, but we could start, and the shifts can start today. The shifts can start this moment, right here, right now, so you could start figuring out, what the heck am I here for? Are you here just for the grind, or are you here to make a bigger imprint on the world? Every one of you is here for a bigger imprint. Every one of you has another gear or 3 more gears. Every one of you has more potential, more gas in the tank. And I'm going to keep pushing you, inspiring you, and training you to the best of my ability to get you to take action. Again, we're gonna take a little break here in a moment, go over some questions. Jeremy, you got some written down? And then we're going to start. We're going to take a short break. And then we're going to go into the 8 musts for starting or scaling a business. We're going to give away an Apple iWatch as well. Okay, self-education, explore your purpose, help others. How would you feel if you could cut a check to help other people when they have issues? Whether it's a natural disaster or a divorce of a friend or a family that's got someone sick, or someone in your own life, in your own family, needs something where you can just go, I got that. My stepdad, we need 30 grand to fix him. I got that. My mom's moving here from Virginia, literally in 2 weeks. My mom and I haven't lived near each other in 25 years. And she's been near my sister, which has been amazing. She helped raise my sister's kids, who are now older, right? They're 21 and 25. So we talked about it 2 weeks ago, and she's like, I think I want to move. What would that look like? I said, do you really? She goes, I do. I miss my son. I want to be around you. I was able to just freaking make that happen, right? I got to help others. I cut a check. I got her a condo, walking distance from my office. I get it all set up, getting the furniture done, getting the moving trucks. And I got to help her and bring her here. God, what is that worth? It's priceless. My growth. I shared it before. I love growing as a person. And you know it's hard to grow when you're strapped or in a job that's killing you, right? And last is spirituality. You know how many studies, you can Google it online, of how much happier people are, how much longer they live, how much longer they stay in a relationship, how they have better children, who do less drugs, all for those who are emotionally attached to something bigger than themselves. I'm not going to say religious or believe in God. You can have any belief you want. But spirituality to me is kind of the big blanket. And I'm not trying to be too broad. I have my own beliefs. They're mine, right? But and sometimes I slack on that, but I know when I'm connected to something higher than me, when I know there's something bigger, when there was a bigger design for this earth, there's a bigger design for me, that I was built uniquely. There's not one other person in the world like me. No one. There's nobody like me. There's no one like you. We're all unique. We're all designed to be us. And exploring your spirituality, exploring a higher purpose, whether it's God, the universe, the world, being in touch with yourself, whatever it is, it puts you in another level. It puts you in another level of happiness where you don't look at your problems so much. You start looking at joy more. You start looking at the glass half full, for lack of a better word or better term. But when you're choked by money, a lot of those things are tough to do. So that, my friends, now you're probably thinking, okay, I'm sold. How do I make more of it? So that's how we're going to talk about with the 8 ways to start or scale a business. So did you guys enjoy that about money? Did you change anything? Did you immediately have a revelation? Is it stuff you already thought? Did you already think 100% the way I thought? I'm seeing all your comments coming in. Did you already think like I think? Maybe a little? Did something change? Did something shift? Was it the Tony Robbins? Was it Dan Sullivan's quote? Was it the story about Cabo? Was it the story about being a better version of yourself? I'd love for you to reflect and say, which one kind of got you? What'd you say here? Let's see. How do I make more of it today? Oh, so you guys are how do you make more of it today? All right, that's good. You got this here. How do you make more of it? We are going to get to that next. So here's what we'll do. Let's take a little break. Remember, okay, so remember this? I said there's two different parts. There's the trainer Dean and narrator Dean. So when we turn this into a course, this part won't be in. So now I'm just talking to you. Thanks for joining me. I hope you like that about money. I think you watched that the first 50 minutes, you're like, I'm in a completely different space. Let's do some Q&A. And then after Q&A, I'm going to take like a 2-minute break, grab some water, and then come back, and we're going to jump right in. But let's get to some questions and answers. Oh my God, they're going so quick, I can't read them. Oh, it's so awesome, guys. Keep them coming in. I promise you, I'll look at all these. Here's some cool questions. Jessica asks, I just saw, changed the way I think about it, totally. I'm loving and growing. Cabo story, great. Oh God, it's going so fast. My better self, totally different. Guys, keep them coming in. This is fantastic. And remember, this is only the beginning. Imagine how good this is going to get. And you're invited. You know why you're invited? Because you helped make my book one of the best-selling books of the year. Because Facebook just passed 1 million people because of you. Our stuff gets shared nonstop. And I ask you guys to keep doing that. Keep having faith. As I create new courses and new products, I will always keep you in mind. I'll always give you the ability to get courses and trainings that can take your life to the next level. But this one, you're just here. You're just invited. So Jessica, how do I get money to start flowing my way if I don't have any to start? We're going to go over that. I don't want to just be broad and say, oh, I'm going to cover that. But the first thing is your belief. The first thing is your belief. Hey, Mike, we'll take a break here in about 5 minutes. Okay. The first thing is your belief system. What happens when you struggle, I'm not saying you're struggling, but maybe somebody out there is. When you struggle a little bit, you start believing there's no way out. And then you start getting this belief that it takes money to make money. And then all of a sudden you start anchor that in, and then we find proof. Tony Robbins does a great exercise. He said, look around the room, find everything that's red. Hurry up, find everything that's red. Red, 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 red. How many red? Keep going, look for red. What's red? And you're looking around, red this, red ladder, red this, red this. He goes, okay, what did you see that was green? You're like, I didn't see anything that was green. And all of a sudden you look and you're like, oh crap, there's like 50 things that are green, right? Because you take in what you're looking for. Do you ever buy a new car, think you're the only one that has it? As soon as you buy it, everybody and their brother's got that same car, even the same color, same wheels. Look, how'd that happen? They were already there. It's the same thing with money, Jessica, is you might be, and other people, these questions benefit everybody, you might be looking for proof that you need money to make money. That's just what happens. You look for proof that you need money to make money, and you self-fulfill that proof. Do you ever get nervous about something that you're sick and you Google it? Oh my God, it's not a sinus infection, it's a nose tumor, I don't know. And then you find all this proof about nose tumors, I don't know. It's because it's what you're looking for. You know what I'd say? You start looking for the people who've had massive success in their life, starting with no money. Not the overnight magic money machines. I'm talking about people like Richard Branson, or Tony Robbins, or John Paul DiGiorio, who was homeless with his 1-year-old child, trying to pitch a product for better hair, then started selling encyclopedias, then went back to sell some hair products, and everybody said, get off my porch, you're crazy. Everybody told him, you can't break into the hair industry when you're broke and no college education and no money, you're a joke. And living homeless with his son, living in a car, John Paul went on to do some pretty good stuff. Maybe you heard of Paul Mitchell, and then Patron Tequila. That's just 2 of many companies. He's, I think, the 400th richest man in the world. Yeah, so start getting proof on the other side. Does that sound good, Jessica? Ron asked, how do you handle a relationship if you're trying to reach for more and your spouse holds the money myths you describe? Oh, that's a tough one. It's a tough one. You can't do anything about it. You're screwed. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Completely. What happens is you're going to watch me today. I hope I got you fired up. I hope you got you excited. And what you want to do is you want to run and share this with everybody. And if someone's not on board, if they're not watching, first of all, I'd go grab them and see if you can get them to watch. If you got a spouse or a friend, see if they can get them to watch. We're going to be doing 3 segments of this over the next couple of days. You have the opportunity to get them in if you can, right? But here's how I would suggest. If you try to tell them, if you try to spin them, if you share with them the 4 myths I said and how I talked about it, people don't want to take it down. People aren't down with, they're down on. So what I would say is start just being the best version of yourself that you can possibly be with those new ideals, with that new vision. And instead of getting frustrated, lead by example. You know, people told me this and I didn't realize it until I had kids. Kids don't do what you teach them. Kids don't do what you tell them. Kids become who you are. You want your kids to be better. I became a better man once I became a dad because I had to be a better version of me. And as I am a better version of me, I watch them lift to the occasion. So what I'd say is start making yourself notes. Start thinking with this philosophy. Start sharing it with friends. Drip it out slowly to your spouse. Slowly let them see a different way. Start doing the research. Start reading the books and become the person you want him or her to be. I'm sorry, Robin. Yeah, become that person you want. And so many times they'll gravitate without asking. Jovan asked, what's your best tactic to create or remove habits? Oh, that's a really good question, especially with my book, Millionaire Success Habits. Thanks, guys, and I appreciate it. Keep them coming in. We're looking at all these. I have 2 people looking at all your comments right now. So best way to tactics to create or remove a habit. Now, think about it this way. So we have a habit, and if that habit's not serving us, what we have to do is take a better habit and bump it out of the way and replace it, right? Because there's no extra time. It's not like, I bet, Jovan, you don't have 10 extra hours a day you don't know what to do with, right? So what we have to do is we have to identify the habits, and then we have to have something replace it that gives you as much excitement and enthusiasm to replace that habit. And sometimes habits are nothing more than that. They don't serve you. So here's how I'd identify habits. First is look at the things you do on a regular basis and see if they serve God or the universe or a better version of yourself. If they serve your family, if they serve a better health for you, more money for you, bigger future for you. And start identifying the ones that serve that and label them like 1 through 5. That's a 5, that's a 5. And then start identifying the ones that put you in a bad mood, make you feel bad about yourself, waste time, don't allow you to reach another level of life. So now you identified them. Now all of a sudden, feel the pain of that habit. Just say, is that habit worth me being in the same place 5 years from now? I don't know where you are, Jovan, but if you're in a place where you want more money, more freedom, more time, and you look in the mirror and you're like, oh, I don't like where I am right now. Look in the mirror and say, what if I was exactly where I am in 5 years, except worse? Less money, less freedom, less control of my life. Let that sink in. Marinate on that. And just look at yourself and go, wow, is that habit worth it? Hell no, it's not. So then have a stack of habits that can help you. we're going to talk about some great morning routines here in a minute, which I think is a key to success. But you find a new habit that makes you more money or gets you in the right mindset to make more money, gives you a better confidence, gives you better courage. You go, no, that one, screw that habit. I'm throwing it out and replace it. Bump it out of the way. And remember, a habit takes about 30 days to kick in. 30 days, no big deal. Just do it every day for 30 days. Instead of going to the bar and having drinks because you feel a little angst, try, I don't want to be extreme, but try meditating for 30 days, or try taking a walk, or try reading a personal growth book, or reading Millionaire Success Habits. Try something different. Replace a habit that doesn't serve you. Remember, it's a habit, so your body wants to go back to that. Even if it's not doing anything for you, your subconscious is comfortable with it. Give it 30 days, you'll be comfortable with an empowering habit. Let's see, Natalie asked, how do I get over not feeling worthy of money? I hope I covered that. You know, that's something someone else gave you. That's your parents, friend, TV, society. I mean, think of all the movies when we were growing up. Who was always the villain? The guy with the money was always the villain, right? The bad person with money. But they don't show behind the scenes of all the amazing things money has done, the cures. I mean, think of the cure for penicillin, the cure for polio. Think of libraries around the world. All of that was people who made money and gave it all away. Right? Money has done amazing things. You are more than worthy of it. Especially, all right, if you ask that just literally shows what kind of person you are. So let me ask you this. That is Natalie. Natalie, right now, if you had a way where more money came in, a lot more money came in, write down right now what you would do with it. Well, better yet, who would you help? I guarantee, I just can feel it. I can say, guaranteed right now, if you're like, oh my God, if more money come in, I'd take care of my kids or my relatives or my parents. You'd start naming all these other people. Does that make you a bad person? No, it makes you very worthy of making it because you will make an impact on the world. There's no question about that. Okay, let's see. Joe asked, if I wanted to start completely over, what is the first thing you would do? Wow, if you wanted to start completely, first thing, literally, not just saying this. We're going to take a 2-minute break here, and when I come back, learn these 8 things for the foundation of success. Because that will, what I'm going to share with you guys here in a couple of minutes, don't go anywhere. If you're here right now, I know this could be a long day and there's other things going on, but I'm going to take a 2-minute break. How long is that? What are we playing a clip of?
3 to 4 minutes.
Yeah, 2 to 3 minutes. I think my team just pulled some clips of students of ours just to kill time, right? Go get a bathroom break, go grab some water, come back. But I'm going to share with you the 8 fundamentals for starting over or scaling what you're currently doing. And I promise you, it will be like a rocket booster for you. This is something that you can't imagine. I mean, I've obsessed on looking backwards what got me here. When I wrote Millionaire Success Habits, I didn't want to just write a book. If you read it, you know I painstaked over every sentence. It's the greatest book I ever read, and I love the fact there's all 5-star reviews. I've read thousands of comments online. I feel so blessed that people are appreciating what I did, but I didn't just write it. I looked back over 30 years of what got me here and obsessed over it. When I really crunched it down, it's the 8 things that I'm going to share with you, Joe. So stick around and watch those. It'll be significant. John asked, do you believe in getting a good job to fund a business if you have the bills? Absolutely. Absolutely, positively. John, so many people, we're going to be good to play that in a minute? Okay, good. So many people want this next level of life and they hate the job they're in or they don't get one and they're struggling. And they could be struggling financially because they just want the big goal. Or they could be struggling emotionally because they hate their job. I'm going, oh, I got to go to the job today. I'll just get it done. Someday something better will come along. It's not going to come, I'm just going to be honest with you. It's not going to come and be better unless you make it better first. You think happiness will come once you're successful? No. Success comes after you're happy, after you're enthusiastic. Okay, so what I'd suggest, John, not only get a job, even if it's temporary, even if it's shoveling poop at a manure farm, do it like you love it. I know that sounds crazy, but I'm going to encourage, this is what I'm going to end with before we take this 2-minute break. Whatever job you're in right now, whatever you do for a living, even if you hate it, here's what I'd ask. Find a way to be enthusiastic and be the best at it no matter what. It is only temporary. This is your book of life. You're only in one small chapter of your life. Do it with love. Do it with passion. I don't care what it is. Find a way, because if you get in that mode, you will stay in that job. You'll stay stuck. If you can find a way to be the best, that's just a stepping stool. It's just a chapter in your book. Listen, when I was fixing cars, I was painting cars every day. Headaches, caked in dirt under my nails. I had fumes. I had dust all over me. In the summer, all that dust from a collision shop would stick to you. I hated it. But I found a way to feel alive. I found a way to be enthusiastic. And customers would come in and they'd be like, wow, you love what you do. I'm like, no, not at all. This is just a stepping stone. I know there's more for me. This is just the path to get there. When you think about it, that's just the path. And here's the crazy part. While I was in that collision shop, one of the customers was one of the first investors who gave me 80 grand to do one of my first big real estate deals. It was like my third, no, it was probably about my 6th or 7th deal. It was a monster. It generated, it grossed over $1 million. And it never would have happened unless this guy saw my enthusiasm and lent me the money to do this deal. John Paul DiGiorgio, he sold encyclopedias door to door and hated it, but knocked on every door, put on a smile, and the best damn encyclopedia salesperson on the planet. But that was the evolution on his way to owning Paul Mitchell. Okay, there we go. We got lots of other questions. Do I believe in God? Yes, I believe in God. Lots of great questions coming in. Jeremy, write down as many great questions as we can. We are going to take a 2 or 3 minute break here. Don't you go anywhere. We'll be right back. Let's play. I don't know. You guys got something to play for just a couple minutes to kill time. Get a water, hit the bathroom. We'll come back. We'll start the training on the 8 ways to start or scale your business. Be right back.
I think I worried about if there really was anything else in life that I could do. Because I had so thrown myself into being mom. I don't think I knew who Gina was. And yet, you know, what was I going to do? I couldn't just sit down couldn't just stop, just because my kids stopped needing me, didn't mean it was over. And one of the things that's so rewarding now is that my children look at me a new way. They see me and the things that I've been able to do with my life since I got my head in a different place and allowed for new growth. I mean, they look at me with a different admiration, and they tell me that they're proud of me. And there's nothing better than that. You know, the kinds of skills that I've learned allows me, when there is a need for money, to just sort of up what I'm doing and come up with more. And I love what I'm doing. You know, I'm not having to work at a local store and get minimum wage or take on another 30 piano students or whatever. I mean, so it's great. I mean, I made a goal a few years ago that I would create a certain amount of passive income so that we could live off of it. We're really at the place where when he really wants to, he can quit and we can live off that passive income quite comfortably. And so I'm really proud of that. It's a real freedom. And then there's the fun stuff. You know, a summer ago I took our whole family, 4 kids, son-in-law, and a girlfriend, my son's girlfriend, to Hawaii. We had a house on the beach for 2 weeks in Kauai, and that was money that I made. Our original plan, and there's nothing wrong with this, but we were gonna be able to pay for our kids to go to a state college. And Hannah really wanted to go to this nice little private university. And because of the money I'm making, we can have her do that. And it's not killing us. You know, we still are living the same life. So it's a pretty amazing thing that after really not working for a couple of decades, in following Dean and learning how to think and how to equip myself and know that I'm worth it and that I'm capable and I'm not too old, the money is fantastic.
Well, that was cool. I'm glad you guys are back. Remember, if you're just joining us, we are filming the course, the Accelerated Success Formula. We just covered the importance of understanding the myths about money to get you in a different mindset to want to attract and bring more of it into your life. We got some great questions. I was just reading as many as I could here, guys, while we took that little break. Wasn't that great? Gina is awesome. Gina is a dear friend. I love her. She was a student, just like everybody else, just had a life that she wanted different, and she, you know, I gave her the tools, but she made it happen. I didn't do it for her. I'm just glad that I sparked that in her life. We got so many great questions, guys, and I'm going to get, Jeremy's writing them down. I'll get to more questions here very soon. So thanks for being here with us. Now, if you are watching us on Facebook or YouTube or anywhere, come over to deanslivecast.com, deanslivecast.com, and jump in the chat. We are going to randomly pick somebody today to give away an Apple iWatch. But you got to be in the chat. That's the only way we know you're here. So come over, jump over wherever you're watching. Come over to deanslivecast.com and chat up. We have thousands of amazing people in here writing incredible stuff, asking great questions. So get on over. So now, if you want to frame this up, I'm going to go back to this. So now you're probably thinking, this is where we left off after we talked about money, is how do I get more of it? Money, that is. Well, I'm going to expose the 3-step formula in the Accelerated Success Formula, like we talked about, and the 8 secrets to start or scaling a profitable side or full-time income. So let's just talk about that. If you're watching here and you're still with me, awesome, congratulations. I know it's a Friday. I don't know where you are in the world or what you're doing for a living, but thousands of you are with us today. I feel awesome, so thank you for making the time for me. I know all the other things you could be doing in your world, so that's why I want to over-deliver in a massive way. So if you're here, let's just reframe this for a second, is you'd probably like to, and we talked about money, so no more excuses. Don't feel bad for wanting more money. You might want to make it to give it all away. Congratulations. Make a ton of it and give a ton away. Right? Was it Andrew Carnegie that said he wanted to spend the first half of his life making a lot of money, the second half of his life giving it all away? It's exactly what he did. How great is that? I'm laughing because I heard a story somebody said where this guy made a ton of money, and in his last 15 years of his life, he gave it all away, but not just randomly, like make massive impacts on people. And somebody said, what a fool. He died broke. And somebody else said, I think that's perfect timing. I don't know why it made me laugh, but it doesn't matter what it is. Find the reason money would solve problems for you, make you a better version of yourself, help other people, and then get the tools and go out and do it. And that's what we're going to talk about today. So the 8 secrets to start or scale a side or full-time business. Basically, this is the foundation of all success. You can't build a house on top of sand. It falls over. So I see online, I'm on Facebook too, I see all the ads of get rich in 5 minutes. I made this $40,000 check in 4 minutes. You see all these like flash, 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 free check, free money. But no one teaches the foundation. You get it and you're like, why doesn't this program work for me? Why doesn't this course work for me? Because they're selling you a house without a foundation. Just being honest. And there's some great people who've had great success. They just don't think through it logically. Because here's the thing, people don't want to go on diets. People want a diet pill. Let's just be transparent. You'd love if I could train you how to be rich in 45 minutes, wouldn't you? I'd love it too. But I'd be a liar. I'd be faking you out. It doesn't exist. You don't get... You see those diet pills. I took this pill for a month and I lost 32 pounds holding their waist out. They don't tell you that they changed their diet, they stopped eating carbs, they stopped eating sugar, and that they've been in the gym every single day. They don't tell you on some of those. Do you know what some of them do? Some of those, I'm not dogging weight loss people because there's a lot of great ones out there. But they'll take a picture of somebody skinny first and then go get fat. Now, I'm just being honest. So we want the pill. But the fact of the matter is, it's not the pill, it's the process, it's the foundation. You want to get in better shape, eat better, exercise regularly. You want to be successful and make more money, there's no magic money pill. If you're here looking for the magic money pill, then maybe this isn't the place. But if you want the foundation for success, the tools that allow you to thrive, allow you to pass everybody else who's just dabbling, then that's why I put together the 8 secrets to starting or scaling. You ready for those? All right. Protect your health, confidence, and your state of mind. Okay, let's just think about that. Dan Sullivan, who is one of my mentors, he owns Strategic Coach. I pay him 25 grand a year to be a part of Strategic Coach. I'm about 10 years in. He said, my job is simply this. When entrepreneurs come to me, it's my job to protect their confidence, to help them protect your confidence. Because let me ask you this. Has anything ever gone really good? Now, I'm telling you, these are what I believe are the foundation of my success and every successful person I've known. I've been blessed to meet presidents. I've been blessed to meet multiple billionaires and world leaders. And one of my dearest friends is Tony Robbins. So, I mean, I am a lucky dude. I don't know if I'm worthy of knowing all them, but I do, and can call most of them on a personal basis. But I notice the same characteristics of all of them, even if they start insecure. People think you're born with confidence. That guy, that girl, she was born with it. He was born with it. No, we manufacture confidence. And that's what we're going to go over today. But think about this. Have you ever done anything good in your life when your confidence was down? Asked the girl out on a date, asked the guy, asked for the promotion, started the new company. You think your confidence is down? Do you sit like this when your confidence is down? Yeah. Or even more like, I don't know if I should walk in the room and ask for that raise, or can we really start that business, this economy, this crazy, time in life, the crazy, in history, our president, is he the right person? Is she the right person? Like all this stuff we can do, right? When you have lack of confidence, you question everything. You play small. You play on the sidelines. And confidence to me doesn't range from like 1 to 100. Like, I think 1 to 100 is 95% to 100. So really the 5% is the 100%. Does that make sense? If your confidence is at 96%, are you gonna go for it? You're gonna make the call, get the course, get the training, start the job, register the URL, tell your friends, tell your family, tell your spouse? I don't know. In most cases not. And your health, right? Without our health, we have nothing. And I'm not gonna go off on a tangent on health, but I'll just tell you, they all go together. You follow these 8 steps to starting or scaling a business. They also apply to starting or scaling your life. To finally turn on, flip the success switch on. That's what these things do. And your state. I mean, think about your state of mind. It's similar to confidence, but not really. Your state is, confidence is, we're gonna go over and deeper, but your state is what you're doing on a moment-to-moment basis, right? Your state is what you let other people affect. Someone says, do you see what's going on in the economy right now, man? We're never going to make it. And all of a sudden you take that in and your state goes, maybe I should just be lucky with what I have, right? You got to be able to change that state. Tony Robbins is obsessed with it. Change your state. Say yes. Have you ever been to a Tony event? My dear friend, I love that guy. But he's right. I mean, he says it loud and bold, but he didn't invent it. Before him, successful people found a way to be in a different state. Successful people found a way to build confidence, create confidence. We're not born with it. We manufacture it. When you start doing those things, you're going to want to start eating healthier. You're going to want to start moving. They just all go hand in hand. And I want to give you some ways to do this. You guys ready? Let's do it. First one, your mornings. Okay. When I said I'm going to share with you what I believe are the 8 best ways to the 8 things to start or scale a business. I'm giving you all of them. But I'm giving you the ones that you might not think are the secret to success, but I believe they are. And I believe a morning routine is one of the most important things you could do for yourself. Are you going to start your day? Let me just put this next one on. Are you going to start your day? I'm going to put the 3 of them up and then I'll get to them. Are you going to start your day? Let's go to the first one. There we go. Are you going to start your day with confidence? Are you going to start your day and be on the offense all day? Or are you going to start in the wrong state and play defense all day? Just like, oh, I hope I get by another day. I just want to get through this day. If you ever feel like I want to get through this day just to end and get on my pillow, man, you don't want one more of those in your life. You want to be like, I have another day. This is my day. This is the day I'm starting. I know you might look at me and go, wow, where do you get all this enthusiasm? Because I do all these things. I wasn't born this way. You didn't see me at 8 years old being like, hey, everybody, I'd love to play Little League this year and I'll take second base. No, I manufactured this and I love it. I love the way it feels on the inside of me. I love the way it presents to other people. Would I be impacting you if I was sitting here right now going, protect your health? It's very important to your future. The thousands of people in the chat would be 2. So let's start with a morning routine. Now, here's the part that I think you're going to like. I would love to say, get up 2 hours early. And as soon as you get up, practice a half hour of gratitude. Then meditate for a half hour. Then go work out for an hour. And then come back and eat the perfect meal. So I also am a realist, and I know I'm busy as heck, but I want to give you some hacks that'll take you next to no time that can set your day up each day to be the best day of your life. You see, here's what I know. I screw up my days all the time. I do. I shouldn't say all the time. If I don't do what I'm going to share with you, I will mess up my day, and I'll be in defense, and I won't be in a great mood, and my confidence will be down just a little bit. And for me, I'm measuring my confidence in like 99 to 100. And that 1% is my 100%. When I'm off just a fraction, I'm not having a good day. I'm not gonna make the right moves. I'll make desperate moves, even if they're tiny. So, your morning routine. Here's what I want to share. I'm glad we all have cell phones. It's changed the world and it's so impactful. But let's have it work for us, not us work for it. Let's let social media use us. Let's use it. Let's not lose time, energy, and momentum and money. Let's make it because of that phone and the things that it can provide, the great technology. And we'll talk more about that tomorrow and on the next training. But at night, I'm going to ask you to try something for a week. When you go to bed, put your phone on airplane mode. Okay? Because here's what I know. Let me ask you. Is your phone next to your bed? Let me know if your phone's next to your bed. Again, I'm reading all these things right now. Let me know if your phone's next to your bed. And let me know if you ever wake up in the middle of the night and roll over and just look at it. Or you wake up in the morning and go, oh, let me just check if I got any texts or emails. Or let me just see if anybody liked that picture I put up of me and my girlfriend, me and my daughter, myself. And also let me know if you've ever rolled over in the morning and grabbed your phone and you looked at a text and went, oh. Or you looked at an email and went, oh, no, that's not going to work. Or you look at me, wow, nobody liked that picture of me. I thought that would, Let me know if you've ever done that. Give me a yes. All right, there we go. There, yes, okay. Look at the yeses coming in right now, okay? That little thing right there just dictates your morning. Without you realizing, your body was in alpha mode, right? Your body relaxed, you were sleeping, and you woke up and screwed yourself by putting in an emotion that could affect you either way. Don't gamble. Yes, there could be a great text. Yes, there could be someone saying, I love you, they've been waiting for. Yes, the deal is done. Yes, 1,000 people liked your picture. But what if it's not? You delay the gratification, delay the negative side of that, and set yourself up for a killer day. You ready for that? So at night, airplane mode. Try it 1 week. In the morning, look how quick this is going to be. Look, they're still coming in. All the yeses, thanks, guys. I appreciate it. In the morning, when you wake up, and if I do this, like I said, I have different variations. I've been doing a longer period now, but I'm going to give you the version that I've done for 10 years. When I wake up, before I do anything, I practice gratitude. You go, oh, Dean, I thought this was going to be miraculous. Everybody knows that. No. I'm just talking a couple minutes. You can read 5 sentences out of my book, 5 sentences out of a great inspirational book, The Untethered Soul, or The Power of Now, or whatever book inspires you, the Bible, anything that inspires you, motivates you, the Quran, whatever you want. Open up and read a couple sentences of something that really puts you in a different space. Go in the mirror and tell yourself how grateful you are to be here for that day. Or just lay in bed and just think of a few minutes of things you're grateful for. And here's the difference that I'm going to share with you today. Lower the bar of what you're grateful for and watch how your life changes. Meaning, instead of, sometimes you'd think, what am I grateful for? Man, nothing's really going good at work. I guess I'm grateful for my kids. I remember my kids, I'm grateful for my kids. No, lower the bar. Of course you're grateful for your kids. And if you want to use them some days, that's great. But 150,000 people die every day. Every day you didn't. Lower the bar. Oh my God, my eyes are open. I'm alive. I get another day. Oh my God, these sheets are so comfortable. This pillow. Oh my God, my neck doesn't hurt today. Oh, this bed is really soft. Oh, it's raining. Oh, it's not raining. Lower the bar of gratitude and just put yourself in a space of, wow, I'm here. And literally for just a couple minutes, flood yourself with nothing but gratitude thoughts, or read a couple sentences out of a book that you love, or the Bible, or looking in the mirror, okay? Different framing than rolling over and looking at your cell phone. And going with that roulette, right? You're playing freaking shit day roulette, for lack of a better word, right? So now you still haven't touched the phone. So a couple of minutes of gratitude, and then a couple minutes of just intention for the day. That's not let's see, how is it? No, just, today, I want to make today a good mood. I want to smile more today than I did yesterday. And today I want to do these 2 things. I want to start reading that course, or I want to get that course on how to do X, Y, Z, and I want to accomplish this at work. I want to make my wife smile, my husband smile, my kids, something. Set a little intention and feel as if it's already done. So you woke up, phone's not on, got some gratitude, lowered the bar, and now you're like, I'm feeling it. I'm going to have a good day today. That's it, right? 3-4 minutes, so that feeds my soul. Now, at that moment, if you'd like to meditate, go for it. I've been doing that lately. I'm doing about a 15-minute meditation. I'm mixing between TM and a couple other meditations, see which one I like. But I'm telling you, the one I've done for 10 years works amazing. So a little gratitude, little intention for the day, fed my soul. Now I go feed my body. Now for me, again, you take any variation you want. For me, I immediately walk downstairs, I fill up a glass of water, I squeeze a whole lemon in it, I put a scoop of green powder. I put a scoop of green powder in it because for me, for what I believe, it takes away acidity and makes you more alkaline. It gives me some energy. I put some MCT oil in, and I put some apple cider vinegar. That's my secret recipe for me. You do whatever you want. I'm not a coffee guy. I'm not going for the muffin. When I have that, it satisfies all my cravings. And you know what it does? It gives me enough energy to go do the next thing, move. I start with my soul. That's the gratitude, the intention. I feed my body by not having a coffee, not an orange juice, not a muffin. No, I do a green drink with apple cider vinegar, MCT oil, and a lemon, and I feel, wow, I just gave my body something it really loves, and then I go move. And for me, I have to exercise in the morning. I didn't exercise this morning. I got up a little late, and I would love to pretend that I'm going to exercise sometime today. I won't. I'm doing this with you. I got some great trainings after this. I have a dinner meeting tonight. It's not going to happen. If I get free time, I'm going to be with my kids. Only way exercise works for me is if I get it done in the morning. So If you're not into exercise right now, consider getting up a half hour early, starting tomorrow, not next year, tomorrow. This isn't New Year's resolution time. This is just do it. Wake up a half hour earlier tomorrow with your phone on airplane mode and practice a couple minutes of gratitude and intention. Try to grab a green drink. You can go, it's the condensed green powder. It's what I like. You can do whatever you want. You want to grind up spinach, whatever. But a little scoop of green powder, apple cider vinegar, maybe some MCT oil, squeeze a lemon, pound it, and then just go take a walk if you're not working out. Move, do something. Just get in that routine, that extra half hour. The loss of a half hour of sleep, you'll probably end up going to bed earlier if you do it over time. But that loss of a half hour can get you so much because it's not just the exercise. It's not just feeding your soul. It's not just feeding your body. It's the place to put you in this space of confidence. It's a place where you're ready to attack the day, not to let the day attack you. So let me go to the next one here. So now, you guys liking this so far? Let me know. Let me know if you guys like this. So morning routine, setting up. So now, when you're done with moving, if you want to eat, that's great. You want to look at your phone then, fine. You're in a different space. You got oxygen. You were breathing while you were exercising. If you don't want to exercise, do some breathing exercises. You can Google YouTube breathing exercises. Get oxygen flowing through your body. As crazy as that sounds, it's a foundation of success. Without your health, without your state of mind, without your confidence, it doesn't work. So then here's what I'd share with you. We all have to-do lists. And I'm going to go deeper a little later on a to-do list in a way that you probably never imagined. But I wanted you to think about what you get to do. So after the phone's on airplane mode, after the gratitude and intention, thank you guys, I see this all coming in. Thank you. After the gratitude, after feeding your body with something healthy, after moving, whether that's breathing, walking, running, climbing a mountain, doing weights, getting to the gym, playing racquetball, playing tennis, whatever it is, move. Then, whether you eat or whatever you do, when you go to make your list for the day, don't leave it all in here. How many times are you stressed till you write it down, then you're not stressed anymore? Write stuff down. They haven't been saying this for all these years for no reason. Write stuff down. But don't make a to-do list. Make a get-to-do list. You get to do it. Even, like I was saying before, if you're listening, even if your job is not something you love right now, but what do you get to do today? You get to be alive. You get to go to your office. I remember Mondays and Tuesdays were always like, it's team meetings and conference calls. I didn't love it. Then I really started thinking, I don't get to do this. I don't get to train. I don't get to learn. I don't get to go to masterminds. I don't get to experience. I don't get to figure out how to teach you. I don't get to speak on stages of 10, 15,000 people and be buddies with great people. I don't get to do all those things unless I do the crappy stuff too. I didn't get to be here unless I was a collision repairman. I didn't get to be here in real estate unless I did sheetrock and plumbing and stayed up all night working on houses, which I would never do again if I start over, but that's what I did. But I don't get to do what I do now if I didn't have to do that back then. So in the morning, just add one word, I get to do. And frame it that way so when you're going into a meeting, you go, oh, I got to go in this meeting. Go, you know what? I get to do this meeting. Because when it's over, and I get to do X. I get to be with my family. I get to make more money. So make a get-to-do list. And then, how do you protect your confidence? How do you protect your confidence? Jeremy, you want to push out that link we have for green juice? I see everybody's asking. Yeah. I know it'll be in the chat here, but maybe we could put it even in the back office. There's a green juice that I get. We could just recommend it that I think is great. I see so many people asking, what's the green juice? So we'll share that. It's called green juice. It's the best tasting one. I like it at least. Okay, I digress. Protect outside influences. Okay, so let me just ask you a question. If you know me and been watching me for years, you know I'm a big advocate of this. Go on a news diet. That just blurted out of my mouth because it's so, I was just thinking about go on a news diet. So if you get up and your phone's on airplane mode and you feed your soul and you feed your body and then you move and then you make a get-to-do list and then you put on the morning news, you just shot yourself in the foot. When's the last time you watched the news and were like, oh my God, I feel so optimistic. I feel so amazing. I can't wait to come home and watch the 7 o'clock news and watch this again to really get motivated, really get inspired. When's the last time you read the newspaper and got done and go, now that is something I wish my kids would read, right? We are in a society of negative news. We're in a society of what goes wrong with the world, what could go wrong. How do you decipher it all? But don't tell me it doesn't have a negative impact on your life. There's no question that it does. News, the negative news, will rob your confidence. It'll rob your state of mind. It will rob your courage. So go on a news diet. Try it for a week. Try this whole routine for a week. Because here's what I know, if we set your morning up, then you want to protect yourself all day. You want to protect your state of mind. You want to protect your confidence. You want to protect your health. And you want to fuel success. If not, you just stay where you are, right? You're going to move forward when you're courageous. You're going to move forward when you're confident. You're going to move forward when you're in the right state of mind. You're going to move forward when you're playing offense, not defense. So avoid all the shit, for lack of a better word, that takes away that. News, for me, takes that away. I never watch the news and feel better, so I just don't watch the news. Yeah, if you think that's naive, I'm sorry. But I have better things to do. I got spare time. I want to move my company, I want to train better, and I want to be a better dad. I don't have time to be derailed by what the president's doing this week. I don't. I can make an impact on this country a lot better by building the economy in my house and start spending the money and fueling the money and hiring more people and expanding. I can make a bigger impact than I can by watching the news. So how are you going to protect yourself so you can keep this state of mind? What else can you do? How about negative influences in your life? You know what the most costly advice in the world is? Bad advice. It's your broke friend telling you how to make money. It's your single friend telling you how to fix your relationship. We take advice from the most unqualified people, especially if they love us. We'll take advice from our parents because they love us, and they'll tell us to play it safe where they were miserable their whole lives playing it safe. I'm not being rude about your parents or mine. They don't know anything different. They love you. They're trying to protect you. But their advice doesn't work. The person who tried real estate investing in the last crash and didn't get any education and went bankrupt says, don't do that. It's painful. They only know how to do it wrong. Can't take advice from someone who knows how to do it wrong or failed. Not that they don't love you, it's just they only know how to do it wrong. So their glasses, they're skewed. They're looking through a bad set of glasses. Their lenses are off, and they're trying to give you advice, and you're taking it. Bad advice probably has cost you some of the biggest opportunities ever. And that's okay. That was the path you're supposed to be on, but you're here now. I mean, think about this. Have you ever had an idea for an invention? Something groundbreaking, something that could change the world. You're like, that would be perfect as an infomercial even. Like the 2-minute spots, the hose that stretches out, or the light that lights up your house all over, plug it in. Like you had your idea. And then you told somebody. Told your husband, wife, father, mother, sister, aunt, uncle, brother, sister, relative. And they're like, that won't work. Or you need money to do that. Or you got to go to China. You got to get a patent. And how would you get on TV? That's not, and no one would ever buy that. Who wants to plug in? Some people like Christmas lights. People don't want to plug in and have lights shined up on their house. And all of a sudden, 2 years later, someone's got your stuff on TV making $1 gazillion. What stopped that? In most cases, the wrong people. Someone trying to protect you. It's an outside influence. You took an outside influence, and what did it do? Did it make your confidence go from 100 to 0? No. What if it just made your confidence go down a little bit? You guys, you can tell me if you had Lisa, you're an inventor. Tell me if you had any of that. You don't have to say what the invention is in case you do it, but has that ever happened to you, right? And what was it? It was just a quick outside influence from somebody, and you let it negatively impact your life. So negative news, bad advice, and then think about the things that we work on that rob our enthusiasm. The things that we spend time on that don't make us feel better about ourselves. Anything that you feel tags your confidence, your health, or your state of mind has to go. Has to be weeded out of your life. Again, what if we just spent the day saying, wow, if I do that, is that protecting my confidence? Is that protecting the state of mind? Is that protecting my health? And is that pushing me towards a bigger future or being stuck where I'm at? What about just analyzing that on a regular basis? Think about that. Think about those thoughts. All of a sudden, protecting your health and confidence in your state of mind becomes something completely different in your life. So, number 1 out of 8 is protect your health, your confidence, and your state of mind. Set your day up to thrive. Set your day up for success. Try it. Try to go on airplane mode. Try to practice a little gratitude, some intention. Feed your body. Move. Do a get-to-do list. And then protect yourself from the things around you that could rob your confidence, whether it's news, whether it's negative people in your life, outside influences, bad thoughts, different experiences. And don't do the things that rob it. And watch how your days change. Somebody asked before, how do you start over? This is the first part of starting over. Because when it doesn't work here, it doesn't work anywhere. I would do you a complete disservice if I jumped to the second part of this training where I could show you, I'm going to show you how to make money. If you don't have this, I could give you the business of selling $20 bills for 10 bucks. It won't work. Okay, number 2. The second of the 8 musts to start or scale a business. If you're one of my family or friends or have my book, you know how important this is. I don't care if I tell you this every single day. We all do it wrong. We all don't do it enough, including myself. So every time I say it to you, I get more crystal clear on my clarity on where it is that I want to go. So let's talk about how to get clarity. I'm going to take a little sip here. This is green tea, just saying. A little bit of vodka. No, I'm kidding. Joking. See, how do you like them? No, they'll cut that out in the training. You liking this so far, behind the scenes, being a part of this training? Do you see why this is the most important part? Not the most important, just as important part as all the rest. I can give you the money skills. If I don't give you this, you won't stick with it. You won't be thriving. Maybe you just get by. I don't want to create another job for you. I want to show you how to thrive in today's time. So now we're talking about the second must in starting or scaling a new side business, new side income, side hustle, start a business, scale your business, whatever you want to think. This is next level stuff that's actually simpler than you could imagine. Looking back to go forward. What the heck does that mean? Okay, so I just did a video the other day. I think it's on YouTube. You might have seen it on Facebook on don't set goals. And man, everybody's like, what are you talking about? Don't set goals, Dean. Thank you so much, guys. I appreciate it. I see all the yeses and you're loving it. I appreciate it. Hey, listen, all that stuff it feeds my ego. It makes me feel good about myself. So thank you for I'm just kidding. No, but it does make me feel good. But I'm joking about feeding the ego. But thank you. I see all the excellent comments coming in. So don't set goals. People are like, what do you mean don't set goals? Think and Grow Rich, Dale Carnegie, Earl Nightingale, goals are everything. Thomas Jefferson, no. Benjamin Franklin was the first one to set goals at the detail, at least letting the world know how important goals are, right? I believe goals are great, but it's really hard to set them in today's crazy busy world. We have so much going on. Technology has just allowed us to get 10 times the things 10 times more done in the same amount of time. We thought technology was giving us our time back. It just has us in subject lines and text messages, emails, social media, Facebook, Instagram. Where's I get this done. You're multitasking, get all this done. So our brains are going 100 miles an hour. So I look at it. This is going to date me. If you ever saw the cartoon, The Road Runner, in The Road Runner was the Tasmanian devil. And that guy used to spin around so fast. I mean, it's like, if you remember that noise? He'd spin around so fast that he had a dust cloud around him. So if you told the Tasmanian devil while he's spinning, can you see out a year? He's like, I can't see a foot in front of my face. And that's kind of what I feel like we are in today's society. So we got to change things up a little. Because if I said to you, look out to the future a year, what are your goals? You're like, I can't see anything. I'm blind. There's too much dust around me. There's too much crap. It's too busy. So I had to come up with something that allowed you to set goals in a new way. And this is through coaching I've gotten with Dan Sullivan and Joe Polish and all these great people in my life. So now instead of looking out to set goals, let's extract ourselves out of the dust cloud, right? Visualize this. You're coming out of the dust cloud. It's still there, your life. And you're going out a year from now, okay? You're a year out. And you're looking backwards. And let's just say it's a year reunion. You're back with me. Maybe I'll try to do this a year from today. Let me tell you, if I do this a year today, will you guys come back? Let me know. I'm seeing all the comments coming in. So if I come out and go back a year, then we look back, and it's the best year of your life. Now, you're not looking like it could be the best year. What would the best year be like if I made it? No, it is the best year of your life. You extract it out of the dust, you're looking back, and it's the best year of your life. What does the best year of your life look like? If you have a pen, if you have access to one, start writing down. If you want to pick different areas, if you want to say, the best year of my life financially, what does that look like? Oh, it's great that I'm making X, $150,000 a year, whatever the number is, $300,000 a year. I'm finally out of that job. I wake up on fire. I know my purpose. You know, you could talk about your relationship. You could talk about anything. But if you go through money, are you finally doing what makes you feel good? Do you do your morning routine and jump out of bed ready to attack the day? When you walk in a room, do people go, what did he do? Or what did she do? Did she lose weight? She tanning? Exercising? Cut her hair? Cut his hair? What's going on? And they look on fire. Do you ever see when someone's alive? You know, when you're alive, when you're feeling it, and you know you're just like in it? Pretend it's a year and you're that person. What does that look like? What does it feel like? And just start writing it down. Start writing down. I'm making this much money. I'm doing this. This is how I feel when I get up. This is what I do. This is what I got. This is how I retired my parents, or my kids have college fund money, or my business is thriving, or I'm doing 5 real estate deals a month, or whatever it is that you're doing. You're looking back and you start writing it down. Now, when you do that, you start creating a vision of where it is that you want to go. Think about that. You're getting vision on where it is that you want to go. I just want to see this next slide here. I forgot what I wrote. When you get a vision of where you want to go, then you know what to say no to. Think about that, right? And I'm going to go deeper on this in the next point, in number 3. But we're so busy because we're saying yes to too many things. Yes got you out of Egypt. No will take you to the promised land. I got that from Dan Sullivan. He said it about, he used it like an accountant. An accountant that gets you from 0 to 5 million a year is not the same accountant that can get you from 5 to 100 million a year. Just the capabilities run out, right? So he'll say, the accountant that got you out of Egypt isn't the accountant that'll take you to the promised land. Yes got you here, but saying no will take you to the promised land, because as I would bet to say, people say, when you want something done, who do you ask? You ask the busiest person you know, right? Right? So I'd bet to say you are the busiest person other people know. Am I right? Right? You're the person that gets stuff done. You're the one that says yes to maybe overtime, yes to getting the job done and still making the play, yes to just taking care of stuff, getting stuff done. But guess what? If you're ready for another level, you're going to have to start saying no. And when you get a vision on where it is that you want to go, when you have a crystal clear vision, anything that doesn't fit on that path needs to go. So let me back up a little bit. So I said, pretend it's a year from now, you're looking back, it's the best year of your life. What does that look like? You write it down. Now I want to talk about the other side of that, what most people do, which maybe you do or have done. And I want to get you out of this thinking for life. I fall victim of it. So does everyone. It's just how long you live there. You see, most people, and again, you probably, if you read my books, you know I'm a huge believer in this, and you probably heard me say this before. Most people walk around knowing what they don't want. Most people do. I challenge everybody. I've done this with thousands of my students all around the world. I've done it online. I've done it live. Most people know what they don't want. And if you don't believe me, ask 5 random people in the next couple of days or next week what they don't want out of life. What's not working for them? I don't want this job. I don't want to make the money I'm making. I don't want my wife to be so negative, or my husband not to believe in me. I don't want my coworkers. They're a pain in the butt. I don't want. And in the middle of what they don't want, stop them abruptly and say, okay, I see what you don't want, because they're just rambling. And say, what do you want out of life? Watch. Do 10 people? 9 out of 10. Do 5? 4 out of 5. We'll say, good question. Or, wow, I never thought about that. Or, give me a minute. So what does that mean? That means most people are in a Ferrari because they have the ability to go fast. They just have no GPS or no destination. They're just driving down back roads hoping to come across something, hoping to luckily stumble upon their destination. But that's what we do. We're all focused on what we don't want, and we're just avoiding it, but we don't have any destination where we want to go. So you wonder why you're overwhelmed. You wonder why you're stressed. You wonder why you don't have clarity. You wonder why you can't get stuff done, because you're saying yes to all this stuff that doesn't serve you. You're saying yes to stuff that doesn't bring you towards your vision, because you don't even know what your vision is. Maybe not you, but if you're one of my students, maybe you got this already, but most people don't. I tell this story, and I told it in my book, and I'm going to tell it to you live right now, is a dear friend of mine goes with his church and a bunch of dads. They take like 17 to 20-year-old kids. They're taking them whitewater rafting in Boulder, Colorado. And I think they're in Boulder. Maybe Boulder. I think Boulder. It was in Colorado for sure. So they get there, and it rained like for a week before. So when they get there, The rapids are just huge, and all the dads are freaking out. They're responsible for all these kids. You know, they got 20 sets of parents who would kill them if something happened to their kids. And my buddy's like, oh, I don't think we can do this. The rapids are too high. The water's freezing. And he said a guide comes out. He says, dads, take a deep breath. We're going to be fine. Boys, get in the rafts. So they're all like, oh, geez, we're going to get in these rafts. And the waves are, you know, they're getting on this calm, but they're going to go to these big rapids, right? And the guide says, guys, boys, listen to this. We're going to be just fine today. Been doing this for how many years? 20-something years. We're going to be fine. If you listen to me and watch this finger. This finger is the positive point. Wherever I point, boys, you paddle your guts out in that direction. You don't look anyplace else. You just put all your energy to where I point. He said, I will never point at the downed tree. I'll never point at the rock. I'll never point at the big rapid that could flip us over. Because in my experience, if I say, watch out for the rock, boys, you all look at the rock and we hit the rock. So remember, this is the positive point. Just paddle your guts out in the direction of which I point. Now, what did that story mean to you? How many of us, all of us, I do it too. I'm not perfect at this stuff. I just know it and work on it every day. How many of us, how many of you right now, and tell me, yes, that's me, I point at the rocks. How many of you are pointing at what you don't want? I don't want that relationship to be so tough. I want them to believe in me. I wish I could make more money. My boss needs to stop treating me that way. How many of us are pointing in those things that we don't want, and we're just driving our car into it? We're driving the raft into it over and over, and we're not looking at the stream where the clearing is. We need to get a definitive path. We need to get vision and clarity on where it is we really want to go so we can streamline down the path. As simple as this sounds, you might be saying, some of you might be saying, Dean, everybody knows this. Everybody knows it, but are you doing it? If I got in an elevator with you right now, I said, where is it you want to go? Could you say, there's no question, in a year from now, I want my own company. I'm going to start a real estate business. I'm going to do this. In 3 years, I'm going to do this. In 5 years, I'm going to do this. This is the dad I'm going to be, the husband or the wife I'm going to be. This is the shape I'm going to be. Do you guys know that? I'm not perfect at it, but I know the most successful people in the world know that, and I know it to the best of my ability. Catch me in an elevator, I'll ramble it off just like that. You need to be that way. If I ever see you and you go, hey, Dean, I was on that training you did for accelerated success for me, I'm going to go, where do you want to go? You best have that answer. And if you do, I already know where your life's going to go. If you did nothing else, this little thing alone is going to get you on the track. Before, was it John or Joe asked if I had to start over, where would you start? Where would you start is knowing exactly where you want to be, man. So you could start saying no to all the other crap that just goes shallow. There's a great book out right now called Deep Work. It shows how so many of us are just doing shallow work. I think I might do this. Dabble, 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 dabble. Check email, check Facebook, check Instagram, check social media. Dabble, dabble, dabble. Oh my God, day's up. Next day, dabble, 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 dabble. Not going deep. Figure it out where you want to go. Find the path to get there, which we'll talk in future trainings. And then go for it. Point in the direction you want and go for it. Okay. Sell yourself and your team daily. Okay, how do you sell yourself? What does that mean? So, once you have that vision, okay, let's just back up. Okay, by the way, I'm loving this. I hope you guys are liking this because this is just me being me. This is, I don't have a teleprompter. I don't have a script. I got these cool things that I did yesterday, but as you could tell, I'm just using them as my guide because I really want them to burn into your brain. But let's just think about that. Let's just say you get enthusiastic and excited today. I understand it's not easy. I'm watching some of these comments, to switch lanes, to start this. It's all great stuff, but I understand this isn't easy. But let's just say you get enthusiastic and excited today. Go, I'm doing everything Dean says. And you pretend it's a year from now, you look back, best year of your life, you write it down, circle some of them, say this is my vision, this is my clarity, I'm going to start cutting other stuff out. But you do it today. And then tomorrow you still got a little bit of a buzz, and maybe next week you're kind of remember what I said. And 2 weeks from now you're like, who's that guy? Dean who? Right? Vision what? Clarity who? Right? So let me ask you, if you went to the gym today and you and I had an insanely awesome workout, we did, what did we do in the gym yesterday? Legs and triceps. With Jeremy, he's still limping around, he's kind of wimpy. He's half my age and he's wimpy, but I love him. Someday he'll keep up with me. When I'm like 80, you're going to beat me up camelback when I'm, maybe 85, maybe 85. Say we go to the gym and you and I kill it with legs and tries. I mean, just freaking squats, skull busters. Is that what they call them? Hammer, skull, whatever, skull busters. We just kill it. You get a good burn, your tries hurt, your quads hurt. Are you going to be ripped for weeks, years, months? Or no? What if we went to the gym for a week like two animals, running, like just sweating for an hour and a half straight? Could we stay in good shape for a year if we quit? No. So how could you expect that if you come up with a vision and clarity today and what you should say no to, that all of a sudden life just gets better? That's if I was up here being a liar or just being, manipulative. I could say, that's the magic pill. Do it. It'll be great forever. Give me $100,000 and you'll be fine, whatever, right? No, I'm going to be honest with you. This stuff takes a little work, but you're worth it. Your family's worth it. Your future's worth it. The higher income's worth it. The freedom, the control, it is worth every bit of it, I promise you, because you're going to work your ass off anyway. You're going to stress anyway. You're going to worry anyway. You might as well do it on a higher freaking level. You might as well add a couple commas or a couple zeros to the amount of money you break. If you're going to have worry in life, you might as well put more zeros and deal with it with more cash coming in or cash in the bank. So that was a rant. But sell yourself daily. Come up with your vision, right? It's a year from now. You write down all the things. All right, this is where I want to go. I want to be making this much, doing this, real estate business, this business thriving, wholesaling, whatever it is you're doing, your own business, brick and mortar, online, book business, whatever it is. And find that vision, know what you should start saying no to, and then do the biggest sales job of them all. Sell yourself every single day. Every day, sell yourself on the vision. Because what happens, man, there's like this negative monster. In my book, I call it the villain within. There's this negative monster that lives in all of us. It goes, hey, that was a really cool thought you had the other day. Glad you got all excited watching that Dean guy. But let's get real, bro. That wasn't meant for you. Dean's just got lots of energy, enthusiastic, probably got lucky with his first book. That shit ain't gonna happen to you. You get back to work. You deal with the life that you're dealt. This is all you got. That voice lives in all of us. If you don't have that voice, thank God I got that damn voice. He's in there. I've been trying to kill him for 40 years. Effectively, consciously trying to kill him for 10. I got him to be quiet, but man, he still pokes his head up. Let me know if you have that voice. Tell me right now, do you have that voice, that one, that inner doubt, the one that says, I don't think you can, let's get real, stop being a dreamer, maybe the negative news, maybe your parents, maybe, who knows, right? But that's why I say sell yourself and your team daily. Come up with that vision and find a routine. That if it's in the morning, if it's lunch, it's before you go to bed, if you want to journal at night. I just started journaling in the last 6 months of my life at night. I really like it. I don't like the days I miss. I like journaling. Find a way to sell yourself on that. Like, no. Today's a rough day. Today's shitty. But in a year from now, the vision I have, I am pointing towards the clearing. I'm not pointing at the rocks today. Don't tell me that story. That story's not true. The story is I'm going here and I'm staying fixed at it. You know, Tony Robbins told the story about NASCAR drivers, right? When they teach them, when they get in the spin, to find a clearing and then drive towards the clearing. Because if they go, oh my God, there's the wall. I don't want to hit the wall. There's the wall. What do? They slam right into the wall. So now that we have this little exercise to get vision and clarity, sell yourself on it. There's no better person to sell than you. Because if you're sold, and the reason I put N team is if you have a business or you're starting a business or you have employees or your family or the people that you want to help rise up, you have to sell them every single day. And how do you sell? Do you sell with, you sell with enthusiasm. So you sell yourself first. I'm so sold on this because I watched my life evolve. I'm not sharing this because it's some fantasy that sounds good or some thing. It's like, no, this is my life. I have to sell myself every day. And the days I don't, I could fall into a funk. I get anxious. I get worried. I hate when you see somebody that portrays that everything's perfect if you do what I do. My life's not perfect, but it's pretty badass. And there's a lot of really good things. And I get to inspire and share others with my failures and my successes. And luckily, because I'm doing these type of things, I have more successes than failures. Right? Even in baseball, if you bat 300, you're a legend. Right? That's 3 out of 10 times. I bet you 3 out of 10 times is about my track record on business, but when the ones I focused on they were home runs that brought my life to another level. Sell yourself and your team daily. Just find a ritual to sell yourself on this. And then sell your team or the people around you. Okay, let's do this. Let's get some, you got any questions for me? You have some other questions. I'll read some questions before. Did you write some new ones down? If you guys got any questions right now, we're getting towards taking another like 2-minute break. Before, I'm going to tell you something. I'm just going to be completely transparent. Remember, you're here behind the scenes. If you're just joining us, you're behind the scenes. We're creating the new course, or I'm creating a new course called Accelerated Success Formula. Couple things. Unfortunately, we're not doing a replay, so it's awesome that you're here. This is a training. We're going to be selling this course for probably $297 when it's done. It'll be edited and made all pretty. You're here behind the scenes with me now. Now, I'm not the trainer. I'm just Dean sitting here telling you what's going on. And I invited you guys, if you're just joining us, because you just pushed my Facebook page over 1 million followers. I appreciate that. My book, Millionaire Success Habits, is on fire. All 5-star reviews at Amazon. If you have the book, please go give me a review at Amazon when you have time. Your honest review. But the book is on fire. Thousands and thousands of copies every single week are getting in the hands of people. I'm so honored. So when we decided to do this training, I'm like, the hell with it. Let's do something we've never done before. Let's invite our Facebook family, my DG family, the people on my email list. Let's invite everybody who got my book. Let's invite them to be part of the training, see behind the scenes, be a part of us, and just see how we do this. And see how we get it done. So I'm so glad you're here with me and get to see this and get to see me in my element. I mean, if I wasn't doing this with you guys live like we are right now, I might have taken more breaks. But this is, anyway, I digress, but I'm going to be, again, this is not going to be in the training. This is just in the live portion that you're watching. Before, when I said, let's take a break, I'm like, oh, I'm going to go get some water and I'll go hit the bathroom real quick and I'll be ready for another hour of training. And I got here and I was reading so many of your comments and I realized all the time went up. So I burned the last break and I'm not going to do that. So anyway, guys, I'm really excited that you're here and I'm killing a little time because I want to get some questions coming in. Jeremy, you writing some down for me? And let's see, I have some questions that were here before. Oh, great question. Jeremy asked, how do you connect with your why or find that next level drive? I'm going to go deep on that. And so we'll get to that. So make sure you watch all. Oh, I have to say too, for those of you that might be watching on Facebook or YouTube or any other place we're streaming live, if you want to go to deanslivecast.com, come and join the chat. We're going to be giving away an iWatch today to someone who's in the chat. Plus, there's thousands of people in here that are awesome right now, leaving incredible questions and saying incredible stuff. And I get to say hi to Donna, David, Amy, Lois, Jenny, Jose, Jimmy. The questions are coming in. What's up, man? Good to see you. Thank you very much, Amy. I appreciate you. Teresa, thank you. Amanda, Nikki. So we're going to go deep on that. So don't go anywhere. Again, and if you're anyplace else, deanslivecast.com. Jump on over, get in the chat, and that's how you can win the Apple iWatch. Maria asked, what do you think about college? I'm enrolled right now, but thinking to find my right path. Ooh. If I give you my opinion on college, some of you might not like me. No, okay, so the best way I could say it, Maria, is I have 2 kids, and I am going to support the heck out of them if they want to go to college. And if they don't, and they already know this, I already told them, they have 2 choices. I believe in self-education. I don't think there's any faster way to the end result than self-education, learning from someone who's playing at the highest level possible. I so admire college professors. I admire people with deeper intellect, deeper vocabulary, vast wealth of knowledge. But for me, if I want to learn to make money in real estate, I would follow me. I've been doing it forever. I know how to teach people. I have the quickest path to the end result. I've spent 25 years figuring out how to do real estate. I take the things I failed at and I throw them away and tell you to avoid them, and I give you the fastest path to the end result. If you wanted to learn how to write books, if you wanted to learn how to invest in real estate, if you wanted to learn how to be good on video, would you go to college for 7 years, or would you rather come here for a year and intern with me? Now, it sounds like I'm pounding my own chest. What I told my kids is this. Go to college, but pick something that you really want to learn, not just a degree you want to get. What do you want to learn, and what's the end result of getting that college degree? What do you want to do at the end? Or take a year off between high school and college and work, and explore all the different ways you could make a living that feel good in your heart, that you could make an effect on the world, that you could get paid good. I tell my kids, you don't want to work for someone else. You want to do your own thing. You don't want to be in a time and effort community. Even if you're a doctor, you're still getting paid by the hour or by the procedure. If you're a lawyer, a $500 an hour lawyer still gets paid by the hour. I don't want to get paid by the hour. I want to make money. I'm selling books right now. I'm renting real estate houses all around the country right now. I'm selling houses right now while I'm talking to you. Money is being made for me while I'm here. I don't want to be in a time and effort community. I explain that to my children. So I said, if you don't want to go to college, you're not going to be a bum, because no education at all is, people struggle too. Then you end up with jobs you don't want. But self-education, right? Find something you're passionate about, something that can make you money. And then what I'd say is get a job that pays the bills, find somebody who's absolutely amazing at what you want to do, and go work for them for free. That's self-education. Go find, you want to be, tell me some things you might want to do. Maria, anybody, tell me something you want to do. You want to make money in real estate? Get the best real estate course there is that someone's really doing it, or go mentor with somebody who's a badass in real estate investing. You want to learn how to write a book, do the same thing. You want to learn how to be an interior designer. Find the best interior designer in your area. Create a resume that just kicks ass of just who you are. If you ever never done anything before, just tell them who you are and say, what I'd love to do is come work for you for free and be your most valuable employee that you don't even pay. Go get a job to cover the bills. Go kick ass learning from the best interior designer in your area. If you're a hustler, they'll end up paying you within 2 or 3 months anyway. I've had that done with me before. I pay everybody because they're hustlers. If somebody decides to do it, they're hustlers. But you learn from the best person on the planet. The old way to success is your own trial and error. I unfortunately believe the old way to success a lot of ways is college too. I think thank God for college, for doctors who save lives and lawyers who defend and district attorneys and all the things, engineers and architects, the things that you have to be taught. We need it for that. But if you're not going down that path, you're not going to be a nurse or a dentist or a chiropractor. For me, I think college is just something it sounds like you're supposed to do. I think the world's going to change a lot. This is just my opinion over the next 20 years. And I think self-education and the fastest path to the end result is where we're heading. It's what I believe. It's just my belief. We got a lot more questions coming in? All right, guys. How we doing? We having fun here? We're going to take a break here in just a moment. Tony asked, is network marketing a strong area for you? No, it's not. Sorry, Tony. That's just not my cup of tea. I've never done it. It sounds intriguing, but when I look at the stats, and it's 97% or 96% of the people who get network marketing in the first year quit or don't make money, there's a high percentage, there's a high profit margin for the top 5 or 10%. If I dug into it and I knew it more, I could probably say the pros and cons, because that stat might happen with a lot of businesses. So I'm not dogging network marketing or MLM, multi-level marketing. I'm not dogging it because I don't know enough about it. But when I see that stat, I kind of pick the swimming lane, and that's where I'm in, and so I can't talk about it intelligently. Anne asked, how do you weed out negative people? All right, that's a good question that we get so many of them. Again, if you're watching us anyplace else, go to deanslivecast.com, jump on over to the main page, get in the chat. If you're in the chat, you can win an iPhone or an iWatch. And if you're in the chat or you're on the page and you didn't comment, make sure you comment, because Jeremy is going to randomly grab somebody when we're done with the training and get you get an iWatch. So negative people. So I think as we evolve, we want to bring everybody with us. We want people to see. We want people to be enlightened. We want them to feel the way we feel. Like, oh my God, there's a whole other level of life, of positivity, or whatever word you want to use. Inspiration, motivation. I feel on fire. I feel closer to God, the universe, whatever it is you believe. You want to bring people with you. And some people want to come. Some people will go kicking and screaming. I used to use this analogy. If there's like 10 people in the ditch, and they're kind of comfortable in the ditch, and one of you is just trying to climb out, it kind of gets annoying. Like, would you just stop? It's easier for them to grab your belt buckle and pull you back down in the ditch than it is for them to try to climb out with you. And a lot of people would rather do that. I teach my kids, there's 2 ways to have the tallest building in town. Work on your building. Get it the tallest. Be proud of it. Or burn everybody else's down. A lot of people in the world burn other people's bridges, burn other people's buildings, knock other people's buildings down so they can all be level. I don't think they do it on purpose to be facetious or mean or bad. It's just the way it is. So, how do you weed out negative people? You don't have to. They go away. They can't handle it. Keep being a better version of yourself. Keep growing, keep evolving. And as you grow, as you evolve, some people aren't going to be able to handle it. And they'll fight you and tell you that you're a dreamer, tell you that it's wrong, tell you it's not going to work. And they'll either finally go, you know what, she's on to something. I'm going to follow her, or I can't deal with her anymore. They self-select. I've lost groups of friends, and sometimes they come back. Sometimes they come back, especially when things go good and they go, wow, Dean wasn't crazy. I want some of that stuff, right? So sometimes they come back, but I've lost a lot of people along the way, and it's okay. That was their path. I'm on mine. They're on theirs. Tony asked, when you try something and it doesn't work, do you try harder or try something new? It depends on how hard you tried, Tony. I would do a positive impact, I would reflect, that's the right word. I would reflect on it and see if you dabbled or really went after it. Think of that shallow work. A lot of times we dabble. We get something, we go, let me try that. I make one phone call, it doesn't work. Let me try this, it doesn't work. Let me try. If you're going from one thing to one thing to one thing, not that I'm saying you are, but if you've ever bounced and bounced and it's just not working, maybe it works and you're not working it. So I would say, and we're going to, on the third training, I'm going to go deep on productivity. I'm going to show you how to get shit done, for lack of a better word. Most people are going 100 miles an hour, but we're busy but not accomplishing. I'm going to give you a training that's going to blow your mind on how to go faster and quicker without adding, without 29 hours in a day. So be ready for that. But I would say really look back and think, did you go deep enough? Did you dabble or did you commit to the success? And again, the pieces I'm going to be sharing with you through the accelerated success formula, the training, we still got hours and hours of training left over the next 3 parts, this part and 2 more. I think you'll get the tools to see that. And then you can make a decision like, no, I was all in, I tried, that didn't work. That could be the case. Or you might go, no, I was fooling myself. I was dabbling. Let me go back and really roll up my sleeves and get in there. Thank you for all the things. So let me know if you guys are rocking this, or enjoying this. We're going to take a little break. I got lots of other great questions. I'm going to take a break for, Mike, how long, you got another video you want to play?
4 minutes. 4 minutes.
It's a 4-minute video, guys. Get some water. Don't leave me. When I come back, I have 6 more of the habits to start or scale your business. If you're looking to make more money, if you're looking for that next level, side income, you're looking to break through, you felt like I've been stuck in this spot too long or something's holding me back, the next 6 are gonna break through like a missile coming out of the water. I mean it. I'm gonna grab a little drink, I'm gonna even get more enthusiasm, and we're gonna go through number 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. We got 6 more to do, and they're gonna rock your world. So take a few minute break here. We'll get to more questions at the end, and I'll see you here in a few minutes. Don't you go anywhere.
So I was actually a corporate executive at one of the most premier companies in the world, a named brand, if you will. And for me, it was all about how do I take it to the next level? And it was always about pushing myself to that next level and getting to the next level. And I just needed something different. Being in corporate was awesome, it was great, but I wanted to take the next level and go on my own journey, if you will. So, it was such an amazing brand. It was such a great company. The people I was working with were awesome, but there was something missing. So it left me thinking, well, what's really my contribution? What's my impact? And so I wanted something more. So I just said to myself, there's got to be something more where I can make an impact, where I can make that change on people's lives and make a noticeable impact on my own life. I was traveling the world first class. I had a huge team. I had a huge budget, a great salary, great benefits. And I got to tell you, a lot of people thought I was crazy when I walked into my manager's office and I said, I'm retiring at under age 40. I remember the day like it was yesterday. And it was a really big leap. It took a lot of faith and it took a lot of personal confidence, a journey that I took personally to get to that decision and then move beyond that decision. So what Dean does is he says, okay, here are your weaknesses, we'll hold them at bay, but here are your strengths. Let's figure out a way to make your strengths better, bigger, and then those strengths will then over time overshadow your weaknesses so you can get to wherever you want to get to in the next level. You see, that one thing that Dean teaches is so profound, and he shows you sort of a step-by-step Dean-like way to do it, that in and of itself, it's worth its weight in gold. You don't have to be the best, you just have to be your best. Because at the end of the day, it's progress, not perfection. All of that is to say that bleeds into personal and business relationships. I've noticed myself, like when I'm most comfortable with my progress and most excited about my progress, my relationships with everybody else becomes that much greater, that much more enhanced. All the folks, all the naysayers were around me. I mean, I heard everything from you're crazy to you're nuts, you don't know what you're doing, the grass is not greener on the other side, you're gonna fail and you're gonna come back with the tail between your legs kind of thing. And all of that was untrue. In fact, those same people who were the naysayers, if you will, are the folks who are frankly envious of me being financially independent, working for myself, and having my own journey, if you will. How many people can you really say, yeah, that person is gonna lay down in traffic for me without even thinking about it? That's Dean. He may be, I'm thinking about this, but he may be one of the most selfless people I've yet to meet. I mean, he's one of those guys who, you know, forgive the analogy, but there's no one else I'd rather be in a foxhole with, because he gives himself up, I mean, like body, spirit, and mind to help you succeed. He has that ability to look you in the eye, wherever you are in the world, to say, I get what you're going through. Here are your challenges. Here's a step-by-step framework on how to overcome the challenges. And the best way to screw that up, if you're the other person, is to not go do it. Well, actually, there's two ways to screw up. Here they are. First way is not get his program. I mean, that's an excellent way to screw it up. That's an excellent way to screw it up. And then the second best way to screw it up is to take his program and do nothing with it.
Hey guys, welcome back. I just slammed an energy bar and some water, and I am ready to kill it. Are you guys ready? Okay, so many great questions are coming in, guys. I will answer as many as I can, but I got 6 more musts to start or scale a side income or a profit that I got to get through. And I don't mean gotta like I'm gonna rush through them. They're just so important. And then I'll do my best to get to your questions. But a big question that keeps coming in over and over is, what's the best way to make money? If not MLM, what? If not this, if not college, what? So just know through the accelerated success formula in the training, the next segment, the next training, which I will do tomorrow, I will reveal what I believe is one of the best ways. And I'm gonna teach about it tomorrow. Literally show you a way that's gonna blow your mind. Like, the world has changed and there's amazing opportunities, and this is what I do. I mean, like I said, I have a group called Genius X. People pay me $100 grand a year. I mean, to even say that out loud, they just come see me 3 times a year and be a part of a mastermind and sit around and solve their problems, take them to the next level and show the path to that next level of wealth and income. And I think the next training is gonna blow your mind. Like, you're gonna look at it and go, wow, I can do this. So anyway, you're a part of the accelerated success formula. You're invited to watch behind the scenes free. I hope you're loving this. Like I said, there are no replays. I'm sorry for that, but this is a course we're filming, and we're gonna sell this course for $297. But if you're just joining us, you guys pushed me over 1 million followers on Facebook. Thank you. Millionaire Success Habits is a breakout. The book is killing it. Thousands of copies a week getting in people's hands. Thank you so much. 5-star rating Amazon. And we just decided as a team, let's give back. So you're here behind the scenes, witnessing, watching, creating this course. And that's why I said earlier, I might seem like I have a split personality, but I'm kind of talking to you and training at the same time. So sometimes, like, this guy is it's just Dean saying, hey, you're here behind the scenes, we're filming a great course. And we're going through right now the 8 musts to start or scale a side business or new income or scale the current business you have. You guys ready? Okay, let's get to it. I'll get to some more questions. And remember, I know this is taking up time. My gratitude is huge. There's a million things you could be doing, but you're worth this. If you want to make more money, if you want to go to another level in life, you want to reach all the levels that you desired, you got to put the time in. It's not going to happen on its own. Most people are just waiting for like something to fall on their lap. It doesn't happen that way. You got to make it happen, but at least now you have a roadmap to follow. Okay, you guys ready? Let's do this. Everybody ready? Let me know you're ready. I like all the comments coming. You know, my peripheral vision, I could see them just like ding, 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 ding. So thank you. I appreciate you guys being a part of it. Again, if you're anyplace else, jump over to the chat. It's how you win the iPhone. It's how you could be a part of thousands of awesome people that are in the chat right now. Just go to deanslivecast.com. That's Deans, LIVECAST.com. Jump over, jump in the chat, comment in the chat. You get a chance to not only be a part of all these awesome people in here, you get a chance to win an iWatch. And so many eyes. iPhone, iPad, iWatch. All right, you ready? So, this is number 3 of the 8 musts, the starter scale. Kill confusion, overwhelm, and procrastination. So, how do you kill confusion, overwhelm, and procrastination? You guys can let me know. Let's make this interactive. Thanks for all the ready. Appreciate it, guys. Has confusion, overwhelm, or procrastination ever hurt you from making more money or going to that next level? If it has, just go, unfortunately, yes. No, you don't have to say unfortunately. Say, heck yeah, okay? So let's start here. This is one of my favorite things to do. One of my favorite things to do. In fact, I could have talked about it in number 2, but it was worthy of going deep on it right here, right now. Create a not to-do list. So this carries over from the last. I said we've yes, got us out of Egypt. No, we'll take you to the promised land. Yes, thanks, guys. I know, believe me, I get it. So now let's take it to another level. How do you actually do that? Well, we know we have vision and clarity on where we want to go, and the things that don't fit into that, we should say no to, right? Well, we know that, but let's get real. Let's get very real here. I want to make this the course that actually impacts your life. This is the training that actually sits. This isn't just another one you watch. This is the one that course corrects, that shifts your life. So let's get real. If I just said, have the perfect vision, which I did say, and sell yourself daily, which I did say, and you do that, and then all of a sudden 2 weeks from there you're like, shit, what did Dean say? Let me just get to work, right? So this is strategic. Now we have to go from 30,000 foot of the vision, the clarity, and telling yourself every day, let's get granular, and how do we make it fit into your everyday life? And that's where a not to do list comes in. So, this is your homework assignment. Your life is worth it. You're worth it. Your family's worth it. Your future's worth it. So, over the next couple days, I suggest a week, get yourself a pad, any kind of paper, on your phone, and start writing down what it is that you do. Because here's what I know. We all have to-do lists, and they're a mile long. There's things on your to-do list that you should be doing today. There's some things on your to-do list that you should be doing this week, this month, this year. There's some things on your list that you should have done last year and 4 years ago that you hope to do someday. And man, let me just ask you this. Do to-do lists do they get done, or a lot of times you're just pushing it off? It's so, you know why? It's because you have so much on your to-do list. There's just impossible. You're beating yourself up. You're beating your own confidence up. You're giving self-talk of disappointment of like, how could you go another year and not get this done? How could you go through the relationship? How could you not get the money? How could you not start the business? How did you not get your first real estate deal done? You're saying all that stuff to yourself. It's because and the more you don't get shit done, you know what you do? You stack more on your to-do list. So we're going to change that up. More important than a to-do list is your not-to-do list. You've heard me say it. If you're one of my followers, we're going to pound it in your head today again. Not-to-do list. How do you do it? Back up to what I said. Over the next week, write down what you do. Just write down what you do. Everything. I get up in the morning, this is my routine. This is what I do on the way to work or way to my office, or if you're work from home or don't have a job, whatever. What do you do? What do you do? What do you do? Jot it down. Seems annoying, right? But as you write that down, what you're going to start doing is figuring out what must go. We already went through, you know where you want to go. We created a vision. Nobody has it. You know where your positive point is. We learned that previously. I hope you didn't miss it. But we learned that when you have a vision of where you want to go and you point in that direction, you start avoiding the other things. You have to let them fall off. How they fall off is creating an action plan. The action plan is actually figure out what the hell it is you're doing during the week and writing it down and then figuring out what you can do and what should be on your not to-do list. So if you just write it on your not to-do list, then it's still, who's doing it then? Dean, you're telling me not to do certain things, but I still got to go do this, and I still got to go get my laundry, and I still have to go see my buddies, and I still have to. So you have your vision. You write down what you do. Now, once you can look at it, here's what I want you to think about. Did you ever hear the term to have a breakthrough? you have to break something. To have a breakthrough, you have to break something. Okay? So, those things on the list, there's some things on your list that you just need to quit. You just need to stop doing them. Just need to stop. Find out what the habit is, what the thing you do, replace it with something that's more rewarding, give you the same buzz, except it takes your life to the next level. You have to quit it. There's some things you can outsource. Maybe your kids, maybe your husband, maybe a coworker, maybe someone who works for you, maybe a $4 an hour virtual assistant from the Philippines that are amazing. Maybe you get someone else to automate the process for you. You got a younger relative, you got a son, a grandson, a niece, a nephew that knows how to maximize your phone and use things like if this, then what, or use automation when it comes to your email or social media, and find out like, I'm spending all this time doing this on my bank account. Maybe I can just get automated statements pushed to me. Maybe I can get automated people to reply to emails. Or delegate it. It's kind of the same as outsourcing, but delegate. So think about, we got the bigger vision. We know where we want to go. We know we're doing too much crap that doesn't serve us. Now, we actually consciously look through and find out what it is that we're doing, and we go next to each other and go, gotta keep that one. That helps me towards my bigger vision. Nope, that one I'm gonna quit. I don't need to do that at all. This one, I'm gonna delegate this. Or no, my nephew, my niece, and myself, I can figure out, I'm gonna automate that so it gets done on its own, and guess what happens? Guess what happens? Time blocks start opening up. Those things you quit, time. Those things you delegate, time. Those things you automate, time. I mean, think about if you're checking social media an hour a day. Between the morning, noon, and night, seeing about pictures, well, that's great. Hour a day, 7 hours a week, adds up. 7 times what, 4? 32 hours a month, 320, 64, right? Almost 300 hours a year, 280 something. It's crazy. Just so shift and think about what you're going to delegate and move. And here's the cool part, is once you do that, and that time opens up, those slots, that's when you insert the things that can make you more money. That's when you start applying the 8 principles here on how to start or scale your business. That's how you build that foundation. And then what we're doing in the next training is to show you what actual vehicle and tool you could use to grab the money. And then the last part of the training is how you actually go out and take action. So you don't just go, I got the foundation, I have the way to make money, now what? No, I want to show you how to maximize your time, forget procrastination, go out and make it happen. How do you implement? That's where people fail, is action and implementation. That's where we're going to kill it on the third part of this training. But enough for today on that part. I want to stay with the 8 foundational things. So now you open up time and you're figuring out the things you can replace. And now the next part is to kill confusion, overwhelm, and procrastination is, if you know anything about me, you know I'm an advocate of do not work on your weaknesses. The biggest lie we've ever been taught, ever been told, is to get good at what you suck at. The hell with the things that you suck at. Get amazing at what you're already good at. Did you hear what I just said? Forget about the things you suck at and get amazing at what you're already good at. Now, you know, the first part of this I obsessed on your confidence, right? If you're no good at bookkeeping and your husband says, keep the books at home, make sure, say you're a stay-at-home mom, just say, and you suck at bookkeeping. But you're so creative, it's unbelievable. You could make a room look better than anyone on the planet. You could tidy up a closet where people are like, oh my God, how did you know how to put those colors together? How did you make this room look bigger? But then when you're trying to figure out how to, do an Excel spreadsheet, you're like, oh, it's painful, right? And you think to yourself, damn it, I just need to get good at this. No, you don't. No, you don't. It's the biggest lie we've ever been told. All that does is make you feel inferior. It robs your confidence. It makes you feel small. You want to get, I'm just using this as a silly example. If your husband was like, hey, get this more organized, you know what you do? Go find out what you're good at, get great at it, do a couple extra side jobs that fill your heart, fill your enthusiasm, fill your excitement, and pay someone to do the books at the house. If you suck at cleaning house, but you're good at creativity, go be creative, make money, pay someone to clean the house. I got to tell you a couple stories because this is so important. If this is the first time you've heard this, it's going to be eye-opening. If you've heard it before, it's great reminders. When I was really young, my first apartment house, it was a 9-unit apartment house. I bought this old beat-up mansion, and I lived in one of the apartments, and I rehabbed one at a time while I got them done. It was pretty cool. And I had this big monster lawn. So I bought a lawn mower, and every Saturday I'd spend 6 or 7 hours mowing and weed whacking. My eyes would water because I got allergies, and I'd get it done. And I'm like, this is crazy. And at the time I was, just starting with buying houses and remodeling them. I had a collision shop. I had an auto sales, used car where I'd sell cars. So I'd do this. Then one day I realized my buddy, Doug Smith, who was a couple years younger than me, had a lawn mowing business, and he would do the whole thing for like $75. And I'm like, hell yes. And I got Doug to do it. My dad comes up. He's old school. Was born during the Depression, saved every dollar. Don't borrow money. You do it all yourself if you can. Don't pay people to do stuff. That's not he's a bad guy. That's how he was taught, right? His own limiting beliefs. He comes and he's like, oh, you think you're a big shot? You got somebody mowing your lawn? He left. I remember he spun out in the gravel and sprayed gravel all over. He even hit my car. It was like ding, 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 because the gravel was spraying. He was pissed at me. And I'm like, God, wow. I am onto something because it was the opposite of what my dad thought. And I say that with respect. I love him, but here's what I realized. The ROI, do I spend 6 hours mowing a lawn that cost me $75 to replace? Or those 6 hours, I go remodel another apartment, I go find another house, or I go sell a car at my auto sales and make $1,000. What is my ROI? 10 times. 10 times. My weakness and the thing I shouldn't have been doing was mowing a stupid lawn. What my strength was selling cars and getting apartments done. Right? I did this mastermind, real estate mastermind. People paid 15 or 20 grand to be there, and they got me in this little intimate gathering. And I get around to Tom. I get to Tom and I say, Tom, what's the biggest obstacle you have right now to go to the next level? He had already done deals, but he wanted to go to another level. That's why he was there. And he said, Dean, I gotta be honest with you. I am so unorganized. I am sloppy. My car, I could clean it. It's a mess in a moment. I'm sloppy with the invoices and the billing, and my home office is a disaster. And I can't do another thing until I go to Office Depot and I get a filing cabinet and labels, and I start labeling and create an organization process. And I'm listening to him, and he gets done. I said, Tom, how long have you been sloppy and unorganized? My whole life. How old are you? 72. I said, Tom, when it comes to organized and systems, you're screwed. You're going to be a slob till the day you die. And I remember he was like insulted at first. He was like, I paid 15 or 20 grand to have you tell me that. And I said, Tom, who gives a crap? I said, how many deals have you done? At the time, if I'm remembering this right, and all vetted by our attorneys, I wouldn't say this. He had done like 3 real estate deals. He had made 10 to 15 grand a deal. And he's done, he's made 40, 50 grand. And he's worried about the mess. I'm like, Tom, you are amazing at finding deals. You are amazing at finding buyers. You're amazing at hooking them up and getting a check. Who gives a crap that you're not good at organization? Who gives a crap? You know what you need to do is sell 1 extra deal a year and hire someone to clean up that mess and go get better at doing more deals. Stop trying to fix something that someone told you should. I've said, I bet you were told you were a slob in school. Probably tagged maybe your parents told you, your teachers told you. And he's like, now my wife tells me. And I watched his face and I said, it's okay, Tom. You're a good man, a good provider, and you're badass at what you do. And I watched 60 years fall off of him. I've got goosebumps. I watched his physiology change. Somebody didn't tell him that who cares? We're all weak at stuff and we're all great at stuff. Get great at what you're good at and pay people to do the stuff you suck at. That's the evolution you need to realize, because if not, you'll be confused, you'll be overwhelmed, and you'll procrastinate. I'm not good enough. I'd do real estate deals, but I'm afraid to talk to people on the phone. I'm afraid to organize. I'm afraid to sell. Screw that. Find a way to do what you're great at. Maybe it's finding the deals or finding people with money, and we can get people to do the other parts. You can automate that stuff. Whatever business you're talking about. But we're told this in school. I mean, listen, I want to tell this story. This is a great one. I think I put a link. Yeah, the ADD cure. I want to share this and emphasize it so much because it was such an impactful thing in my life. When I'm going to tell 2 quick stories here. That's how important this is to me. But when I was a kid, I'm back up. When I was a kid, I had ADD. Mostly dyslexia. I couldn't read. I was always in special reading. And I remember Miss Thompson in 7th grade telling me, you're dumb, just sound it out. And all it did was tag my confidence. I just felt insecure. I never thought I was going to be anything. I couldn't read good. I wasn't going to college, right? I was destined to be screwed. I should still be a mechanic. Not that being a mechanic's a bad thing. I loved it. But I'm just saying, like, that's how I was labeled, because I was labeled by what I wasn't good at. Nobody was recognizing that I could watch somebody do something once, watch somebody drive a bulldozer, and I could drive a bulldozer just like that. Watch somebody on stage, I could do it just like that. I couldn't read about it. I can't follow instructions. I haven't read instructions my whole life, but I could watch somebody do it. Done, got that. No one said, he's not so good at reading, but oh my God, he's good at this. No one said that shit. So I'm giving it to you. You are amazing at something. Go get great at it and watch how your life changes. 2 quick things. I wrote my first book, Totally Fulfilled. I get done writing it. I was really insecure. I'm like, can I really write a book? Limiting beliefs. I get done. I hire the best editor I can. Everybody tells me this is the editor. I didn't even have all the money to do it. I hire this editor. I send her my book. She calls me 2 days later and she said, Dean, I gotta be honest, this isn't a book. Doesn't need an edit. It needs a complete rewrite. It's a 250-page conversation. It's not a book. People will, you'll get criticized. You can't release this. And I remember I hung up the phone and I was like, why did I think I could write a book? I couldn't even read good. Books are for smarter people, academics, people who have, more intelligence, a vast vocabulary. My vocabulary is so limited, it's unbelievable. I beat myself up for a couple days and then I got over it. I'm like, the hell with her. I fired her politely, hired someone else, said just clean up the book and make me sound halfway intelligent, but leave my words. I released Totally Fulfilled in 2006, became a New York Times bestseller within a month. Just like that. Start my book writing career. Almost didn't do it. Almost hit delete on the file. The hell with my weaknesses. You know what? I know how to tell stories, and I know I do it from my heart with compassion. That's why that book was good. Not because I used a vast vocabulary and the perfect timing. No, I didn't know how to spell good or put good sentences together, so an editor cleaned up my mess. But my stories were the same. Does that make sense? So last thing I want to say on working on your weaknesses, the ADD cure. If you guys are liking this, let me know. I love seeing all the comments coming in. And remember, if you're watching any place else other than our page, go to deanslivecast.com, bounce on over, get in the chat. It's the only way to win the iWatch and hang out with a couple thousand awesome people. Okay, so the last thing, Ned Hollowell, Oprah called him the #1 ADD doctor in the world. He's Harvard trained, he's a Harvard professor, and he is the ADD king. So he becomes a friend of mine. I actually just had a chat with him 2 days ago, first time in a while, great dude. And I said, how do you cure ADD so much? How are you known as the best in the world? He said, because ADD is a gift, not a blessing. And when you have it, people need to start knowing it's a blessing. But basically, ADD is having a Ferrari engine with bicycle brakes. And I just teach kids and adults how to put the brakes on. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it. I see all the comments coming in. I teach them how to put the brakes on. I said, okay, great. So give me an example. He said, well, what happens is, think about what I said about confidence. He says most kids with ADD's confidence is stripped because there's a couple things they do really bad and everybody's trying to make them do it better and it just makes them feel more insecure and they go off the rails. Like, so take Johnny, for example. Johnny's sitting in class trying to read a book. His foot is tapping. He can't sit still. His teacher says, you're not getting out of that chair, thinking she's doing him a favor until you read that book. Johnny can't handle it. He gets out of the chair, runs around. Now he's got ADHD because he's a hyper little guy. Right? Because he felt insecure. He couldn't read like the other kids. He was falling behind, confidence down, trying to make him good at something he sucks at. He goes, I just go in and I find out what Johnny's good at. Baseball and math. So we just help Johnny get really good at baseball, really good at math. His parents come in, coaches come in, we support him, and guess what? Johnny's confidence goes up. And you fast forward a month or two, or 6 months, or a year, and he's in class reading that book because he's a confident little guy. I say that, no, I wish, I don't want to say poor me, but I wish that would have happened with me. It didn't, it's okay. But now I can be the person who delivers that message to thousands and thousands of people. And maybe to you, maybe you needed to hear that today. Maybe that's why you're here, one of the things, or someone in your life. Okay, you ready to go on to the next one? Number 4, marketing stamina. So how does that fit in? Because, and this one is insanely important, is marketing is the oxygen for every single business. Some people look at marketing in the wrong way, in the wrong light, think it's, that's difficult, that's hard. Marketing is the foundation for all successful companies, and I want to give you a quick overview on how marketing can give you the unfair advantage in any business that you do, even in real estate. When you have unfair advantages to market and find real estate deals that no one else can find, you win. Right now, there are hungry buyers. I don't know if you know this, in real estate, there's $1 trillion of cash coming into the market this year. Trillion. 1 year, cash coming into the market. So it's not hard to find a cash buyer. There's cash everywhere. It's hard to find deals. When you know how to market better than anyone else, uniquely, differently, when you're marketing, you might be in the real estate business, but really in the marketing business, you market and find the deal before it goes on the market. Someone calls you first because of your marketing. You lock that deal up. You have the opportunity to hand that off. Look at Apple. Why do you think Apple is so successful? Steve Jobs was a marketing maven. No one marketed better than him with his yearly launches and his tagline of, beautiful product. I mean, Steve Jobs is a marketer with a great product. I bet you there's Android phones. I bet you the Google phone, if you have one, they're probably just as good as an Apple phone. But they're not going to outdo Apple because they're better at marketing, not manipulation. Just so you know, there's a big difference between manipulation and marketing. Marketing is just exposing what you have better than your competitor. Why is it that two restaurants that the food's just as good in both places? One's always packed. One is the one you go to when the other one's so packed you can't get in. One's better at marketing. Simple as that. So let's go through some things that can really change the way you think about this. Obsession and a new culture. So by that I mean, start thinking of marketing as something cool. It's not like, if I start a business, I don't really want to market. I really don't want to sell. I just want to make something great and people will come. That is Field of Dreams. That is a dream. Just so you know, once in a blue moon, a company or somebody creates something and it goes viral and everybody knows about it. They don't tell you about the million other things that failed. You want to be successful, not only create a great product. My products are the best on the planet, but I know how to market because I want to get my products in your hands. I want to get this course when it's done filming in everybody's hands because they need it. Right or wrong? Do you think that, this is the first segment of training. How valuable do you think this is when it's hours and hours of the secrets to get in there doing? You know the value of this, but I'll market this course. You'll see this course on Facebook and Instagram. You'll see this, the Accelerated Success Formula. You'll see it for sale, and I'll be marketing it. Why? Because I know it'll change people's lives. Excuse me, I gotta grab some water here. And you need to look at marketing completely different. If you market your houses right, you'll sell them more than anybody else. If you market and find deals, you'll find deals nobody else can find. If you market selling your book, if you market selling a course, if you market your pizza place different and better than everybody else, you will win. As long as the product's good, as long as you know what you have is the best on the planet and you're doing people a disservice if they don't get it. If I didn't get you to watch me today, I know I was doing you a disservice. There's thousands of people here. There should literally be tens of thousands of people watching. I marketed the best I could to get you here. Now you're here. And I get to deliver to you this value. And for this, I hope you buy more books, tell friends, give me reviews that you think are honest at Amazon, and like my videos, and watch me on Facebook, and get friends to like me, and buy courses from me. I had to market to get you here, but I'm serving you well. So if you know you're going to serve someone well, then you have to market. So make it a part of your obsession and culture to love marketing, to want to figure it out. And marketing isn't that difficult. In fact, in the third part training, I'm going to go deeper to show you how simple marketing is. Right now, I'm going to show you some things to stay in marketing as one of the 4 core foundations for success, or one of the 8. But I'm going to go even deeper on marketing and show you how simple it could be in a future training. So let's go to the next one. Work backwards. It's a new way of thinking. So instead of thinking, I use real estate because real estate has been a part of my life for so long, but I market books, I market courses, I market my other businesses, I market products, I market real estate as well. But let's just take anything, for example. What most people would do if they were writing a book, mine's not around, but you're writing a book, you say, what should this book be? What should the title be? What should the chapters be? You obsess on all these pieces. Let's just use a book as an example. Maybe you never thought of writing a book, but if you did. And you obsess on all this stuff that you feel the book should be, what people need, and you spend a year crafting this book and all this energy, and then people get done with the book and they go, oh, now I just need to sell it. And they can't get one person to buy it. That's what happens with all of it. You think about, I'm going to go in the real estate business. I'm going to buyers and sellers and this and that, and they don't think about how am I actually going to get those buyers and get those sellers. That's marketing. Right? So think backwards, meaning instead of the day you think about what's the title, what's the chapters, what's the subtitle, what am I going to write here? At the same time, like 2 cars going down the path together, this should be your marketing car, and think, who wants this book? How am I going to market this book? How am I going to market these real estate deals? How am I going to find those real estate deals? Anybody could teach you how to do a real estate transaction. But how do you find the deals? How do you find the buyers, the cash buyers, match them up, make some money? That's the marketing part of it. And that's why I've been so blessed to help so many people change their lives, because I'm obsessed with marketing. It's a part of my life. Okay, one piece at a time, break it up. Okay, what does that mean? So I'm not going to go too deep on marketing, but I want you to take the overwhelm of marketing out of it and realize it's one little piece at a time. So just this is the 30,000 foot explanation, but think about this. If I sent you an email, if you're here because of an email, right? So don't know what email you opened or if you found us on Facebook. Again, if you're on Facebook or YouTube watching, jump over to our page and jump in our chat. Go to deanslivecast.com. I don't know how you found us, but think about this. I sent you an email. If you came from an email and you saw a subject line, you're like, kind of intriguing, and you clicked on it. Then you read the email. Intriguing. And then you clicked on the link. And then there was a video telling you what we were going to play today. And then you showed up. That's marketing at its finest. I got you to engage, I got you to open, and I got you here, and I get to share with you now. Thank you for that. But think about that if you go, I sent an email, no one showed up. Campaign didn't work. I'd say, what part? Just didn't work. No one showed up. I did this live training, no one was here. Think about that in any business you're in or any business in the future. Don't think of it as the whole thing. Break it up one piece at a time. If I sent the email and no one opened it, that means my subject line was bad. Just wasn't an intriguing subject line. You get all these emails, why would you open mine? What if you open the subject line, but no one clicked through to go reserve their spot? That means the email sucked. What if you clicked through, but then you didn't reserve your spot? That means the video I did at that page wasn't so good. And then what if you got here and we only stayed on 2 minutes and you jumped off? That means what I'm teaching with you sucks, right? So don't say the campaign didn't work. What was wrong? Was it the subject line? Was it the email? Was it the video? Or was it the training that you gave? Right? When you start looking at that as marketing is an obsession, as you start working backwards, as marketing is a part of your future, and then you start breaking it up in sections, the overwhelm goes away. Does that make sense? Remember, planes fly. It was a story I heard. I think this is really cool for you guys to think about. I remember somebody saying, we tried direct mail. Direct mail doesn't work. I remember hearing that while I was spending hundreds of thousands of dollars a month on direct mail that was working. I can remember someone up on stage say, infomercials are dead. We have to find a new medium. And that week, I did $1 million in sales because of an infomercial I had running, selling my book on how to make money with real estate. So when someone says that doesn't work, what I think of, it's like somebody saying planes don't fly. I nailed 2 boards together, and I threw it in the air, and it dropped. Planes don't fly. It's like, no, planes fly. Planes fly for sure, but your 2 boards nailed together just didn't have the right aerodynamics. When you sent out your postcard, the wrong words were on the card, or you sent it to the wrong list. If you tried TV, you said the wrong things, or you were on the wrong station. Planes fly, direct mail works, Facebook works, Instagram works. You can work them rather than them working you. TV works. One of those things is how you found me, probably. It's just you have to work it, and that's the marketing stamina. Try something, it doesn't work, try again. Try something, doesn't work, you try again. The cool part about online and what some of the stuff we're going to be talking about in the future part of the Accelerated Success Formula is it's lowered the bar. It's allowing everybody to get in. When I was on TV 15, 18 years ago, you had to spend hundreds of thousands of dollars to get an infomercial on TV, pay for media. Now you can go to Facebook and share find buyers, find sellers, do deals, sell books, whatever it is you want to do, you can do it. And the threshold to get in is like this big. The world has changed. We can start using social media rather than it using us. Next thing, know your prospect. And I'm going to go right into the next one is your ideal avatar. No matter what you do, you want to have the unfair advantage in marketing. Really think through who it is you're trying to help, you're trying to connect with, you're trying to serve your product, who you're trying to find a deal from, who are you trying to sell a deal from. If you can think through their eyes, through their lenses, and create their avatar, not your problems, what are the problems of the people that you're trying to attract? What are they facing, and how can you solve those problems? How can you give them a better solution? When it's always all about them. People buy from you, learn from you, and connect with you when they feel understood. So many people have this. I'm going to go right to the next one. So many people think they know what people need. Oh, I got this great new product. We good? I got this great new product. People need this. Let me ask you something. Do a lot of people need to get to the gym for their own health, not for being disrespectful? Do they need to stop eating so much sugar? Do they need to stop drinking? But do people do it? No, only if they want to. People do stuff they want to do, not what they need to do. And people confuse that in marketing. They go, everybody needs this. It's never been invented. They need this. No, it's fine if they need it. They need a lot of stuff, but do they want it? So going backwards is create your ideal avatar. Who's your prospect? Who is it that live in their mind? I used to draw little pictures of tents on my, I used to draw little pictures of tents on my journals and stuff because I'd say, I want to camp out in the mind of my students. I want to know your fears. Why do you think I read tens of thousands of your posts? I'm trying to read them as I'm going right now. I want to know what you fear. I want to know what you desire. I sent out a poll. I don't know if you got my email. I sent out a poll. Tens of thousands of you took this poll. I'm like, what you're looking for? I'm doing this course because you told me. I want the foundation for success. I want a way to actually make money. That's what we'll cover in the next training. And then I want to know how to take action with it. You guys told me this. I'm living inside your mind. I know who you are because I've lived exactly where you are. I still have the same thoughts. I just happen to make a little more money now, had a little more success, but you're not that far behind me. So I know what you feel. I know who you are. I know your desires. I know your fears. And I'm trying to deliver that to you today. It's not rocket science. But most people don't take the time to do this. They want to talk about themselves. Look at me. Look what I've done. Be like me. Do like I do. And you're like, oh, that's cool. But you don't do shit. I hope that you're going, man, this guy's talking to me. This guy feels me. I'm not doing it as a game. I'm doing it because I know who you are and I want to serve you. And if I don't know your fears and desires, I can't do that. So that's how I got to this point. And that's what fear, like when you talk about what people want, they might need a house, but you want to sell them the one they want. An investor might need more properties, but you want to give them the ones they want to buy, not the ones they need. Make sense? All right. Pick a swimming lane or 3. Okay, this one I can go over kind of quick because I love this. Not that I'm rushing through this in any way. Thank you so much. There's still thousands of you in the chat alone. If you're watching any other place online, make sure that you go to deanslivecast.com and jump in the chat. At the end of this training today, I'm giving away an Apple iWatch just for someone randomly in the chat. Are you going to do that randomly and figure out a way to pick somebody? All right, I got Jeremy over there making sure of that. So that's cool. But I hope the iWatch is like, who cares about the iWatch? I hope the value of what I'm serving you today far outweighs an iWatch. But that's my ethical bribe to get you here and train you and share with you what you asked for. So pick a swimming lane. Here's an easy way. There's some cool things. I'm going to pop up this next one. Okay, and this next one. Okay, so let's go back. I'll do this here. Money list. What does that mean? So through my evolution, I talked about earlier in the training, and again, people keep asking. I know Jeremy just held it up. There's no replay for this, guys. There can't be. This is a course. You guys are behind the scenes, invited you to be here, but this is a course we're going to be selling, but because you helped me sell so many gazillion books and keeping it alive, and I'm so grateful. Facebook passed 1 million. I'm doing this training for my Facebook family, my DG family, my email list for free. You guys at least come behind the scenes. Then we're going to create this into a course, and you'll see it for sale later on down the road. So let's get back to the money list. So with so many opportunities and so many ideas and so many thoughts, and even when you start getting momentum and money starts coming in, all this stuff is coming like, should I go this way? Should I go this? Should I do this? And I try to figure out a way to really pick a swimming lane because we can go shallow on a lot of stuff. And I said that work that's out by Cal Newport called Deep Work. It's like we've turned into this shallow work and we don't go deep on anything. You'd rather go deep on 1 or 2 things than try to go shallow and dabble. Right? So how do we do that? So money list is really important. I used to write down, I'd literally sit, I'd sit and I'd write down all the things that I could do. And I would literally, the way I did it, my money list was I'd write how much money each one could make me weekly, potentially. This could make me $1,000 a week, $5 grand a week, 20 grand a week, 50 grand a week, whatever the number is, right? 500 a week, 500 a month, whatever it is. And I'd write it down. 5,000 a month, this one could make, and I'd write all those down. And I'd say, which one can make me the most? While simultaneously, which one would fuel my heart, make me feel good, love to do? So then I'd prioritize. So then I'd pick maybe 10 things that were my money list and go, oh, these 3 are the top earners. That one, I got to partner with that guy. I don't really like him. Throw that out. Here's the top 2. These 2 things can make me the most money. And ethically, I feel good about them, right? So then after that, then I know I'm being successful when. And this I love. I stole this from a buddy of mine named Dean Jackson. And he has a list so he can recognize when he's being successful. So he has a list literally that he carries around and says, I know I'm being successful when. Because sometimes we reach our goals, don't even realize that we reached them, and then we're still like, you're chasing the horizon, right? So he has a reminder, and I'd suggest you do the same thing. He has a list of 10 things that he knows he's being successful when. And I remember some of them was when he can play at least, 5 rounds of golf a week. He knows he's being successful when he never has to set his alarm clock. He knows he's being successful when this is a good one, he lives like an artist with a $50,000 a month trust fund, right? I love that one. I know he knows he's being successful when he could wear khaki shorts and a black t-shirt every day of his life, and he does. He's got 20 black shirts, some long sleeves, some short, and 20 khaki pants and 20 khaki shorts. That's all he wears every day because it's easy for him. He says, I don't have to decide. He knows he's being successful when he doesn't have to worry about appointments or drive. He knows he's being successful when he doesn't have to do rush hour traffic. Okay, so when you combine your money list with you're being successful when, then all of a sudden you can fine tune what it is that you want to do. Instead of thinking, I do this, and this, say it's real estate, say whatever it is. If that's what you're going to do, how much money could you make? And you're being successful when you're making that money, and it allows you to get a direction, right? All we're doing in this training is pick a direction, not let anything get in your way, stop the obstacles, gain the confidence, and go for it. So many cases we got to overcome this so we can get to the tactical. And the last one was just in this, I just threw this one in here because it's important, is stash cash. Most people don't. When you get in business, or if you are in business, if you're making money or you make money in the future, stash some cash away like it's the IRS going to put you in jail if you don't. Because there's a bigger byproduct of stashing cash. When you have money in reserve, which so many people don't, believe me, I went through different income brackets and different neighborhoods and different friends, and I can't believe the people that have 2 Rolls Royces, the 12,000 square foot house, flying in private jets, and if they missed 5 weeks worth of paychecks or their company didn't produce income for 5 weeks, they'd go broke. I'm like, it's not some, it's so many. And what that does, it makes you insecure, and it makes you make decisions based on fear. So then you're making decisions to feed the monster rather than making smart decisions of your soul. Let me just ask you, if you had 6 months worth of money right now, I don't know where you are, or a year worth of money right now saved up, would you make different decisions in your life? Would you start that business, quit a job, help a family? Of course you would, but it would give you another layer of what? Confidence and courage to take the action. So my suggestion, always stash cash. Positive focus. So this is one I teach my kids all the time. And I think it's so important to success. We have to train. Okay, guys, I'm not taking a break. We'll end up cutting that for the course. You guys having fun? You guys getting this? You guys are still with me? Let me know if you're getting this, if it's really sinking in. If there's any parts I go on too fast, I can go over it at the end. We'll do a little Q&A here at the end. I got number 6, 7, and 8. I got 3 more of the 8 musts to start or scale a business. Are we getting this? Is it sinking in? Are you guys excited? Who's ready for a next level of income? Let me know. Are you ready for next level of income? Next level of starting a new business? You see how this foundation is the key. It's not just the pill that the instant cash money machine pill, right? We have to set this core so we can attach the things that can make you money on top. I appreciate it. Oh, thanks guys. Love it. Love it. Marketing is the X factor. You guys rock too. It's really good. Thank you. Thank you. I'd love to say your names, but it's going by so quick. I love it. Thousands of you still on here. If you're watching any place else, jump over to our page here. We're getting ready to give away an iWatch, but you got to be in the chat. So go to deanslivecast.com. Okay, positive focus. Positive focus. Let's go. I did these slides. I want to experience transformer and create that culture in your business. Okay, so what does that mean? Solution-based thinking is something you have to train your brain. Simple analogy. I tell my kids, don't cry over spilt milk. We know that. I just kind of modified the don't cry over spilt milk a little differently with my family. What I tell my kids is, if you spill a glass of milk, you could say, well, whose fault was it that spilled? Why did it spill? It's the table was crooked, or my sister bumped into me, and now it's going to smell. And look at it, it's dripping all over everything else, and I think the glass has a crack in it. I said, you could go through all those emotions when you spill a glass of milk. Or you can go get a towel and a new glass of milk. We have to train ourselves on a regular basis to be solution-oriented. The most successful people in the world don't focus on what went wrong, because you can't undo it in most all cases. You can't undo the partner who screwed you over. You can't undo even a relationship. If someone was unfaithful to you, you can't undo it. You can spend all that time, why would they do that? Why could they do that to me? I mean, think in relationships of someone who was screwed over bad, didn't deserve it. Good person, someone else hurt them. And they focused on it for years. They missed years of their life, or maybe they're still not in a relationship. They're still wounded. I know the pain. I understand it more than I could even express to you right now. But all I know is if you focus on it, it doesn't do anything about how to repair it. It's the same with money and business. If you've tried in the past and failed, if you fail moving forward, you got to learn from it. Experience transformer means transform that negative experience into a learning lesson. And then realize everything we do is R&D. It's research and development. Our past is nothing more than research and development. We need to take what serves us from the past and throw the rest away. One of my mentors said to me, pretend your past, you have a house with shelves and your past is on all these shelves, and the house catches on fire and you just got a little teeny tiny carry-on suitcase. And all your past is on the walls. You just go grab the past that serves you, let the rest burn down, because it doesn't. A lot of your past doesn't serve you, so why harp on it? You got to be solution-based. Things go wrong, the milk spills, get the new glass and the napkin and clean it up. And we have to start training ourselves. It goes wrong, you don't go, oh, I knew this real estate thing or this business wouldn't work for me. I knew maybe my husband was right. Maybe my friend was right. You start, what does that serve? How does that serve you? How does that do anything positive for you? It doesn't. It does not serve you. So we have to get into a habit. Of training our brain to work on solutions as soon as the shit hits the fan. The faster you can rebound, the more successful you would be. I look back on my life, I wasn't the smartest guy, not a great vocabulary, didn't have money, but man, I rebounded fast. I failed fast. I'd try, miserably fail, get up, try again, try again, try again. That was the hard way, right? You can learn from my trial and error, but solution-based thinking. I teach my family it. Create it as a culture for you and your family, even at home, and change the experience. Transform the negative experience. Right now, you could change your past. You know, you could change your childhood right now. You can change your childhood right now. There's moments in my childhood that just really difficult. Things that I've never even shared publicly. You know, crazy things. Parents were married 9 times, dysfunction, bad stuff, right? We all have our stuff, right? I'm not saying poor me. But I can use that as my anchor that I drag across the desert, or I could say that was how God, the universe, designed my life, so I could be here right now, right here with you. As Tony Robbins said, what if life happens for us, not to us? Transform your past. Transform the experience. Use it as fuel. Let the rest burn. Let your past be the wind behind your sail, not the anchor, and create that culture at home and your business, and watch life and success change. The ultimate driving force. The 7 levels deep. Now, this is something, if you know me, you know how important it is to, I'm going to pull up these personal and company. 7 levels deep. It's so funny. This exercise is something I hired a consultant named Joe Stump 8 years ago to come. He came to my house, and I wanted to get more results for my students, and he said, did you ever do the 7 levels deep? And I said, I have no idea what that is, or the 5, 6, 7 exercise. I said, I don't know what you're talking about, but if it'll help my students get more engaged, get more results, hand it on over, Joe, I'm paying you. He was 10 grand for a day of consulting, but then we bartered. I gave him a half a day of consulting, then he gave me a half a day. It didn't cost us anything. We gave each other massive value. I said, what the hell is the 7 levels deep? He said, to know your true purpose. And, you know, why the heck would you want to hire me? Why would you want to help your students go to another level? And I'm like, well, because, you know, he's like, let's go through the exercise. So I go through the exercise, and I'll go through it quick with you today. The whole point is what this training that we've shared today, the foundation. Next training is how to make the money. Third training is going to be how do you implement, take action, and get the money, okay? So 7 levels deep is really just finding why the hell would you be watching me today? Why do you want to make more money? Not just for, I want financial freedom, I want to spend more time with family. When we can get out of our heads and find the true why in our hearts, everything changes. So I want to give you this exercise, and I'll give it to you on a fairly, you've been with me for a long time today. Thank you so much. Some of you have been here since the beginning. This is so awesome. I can't believe 3 hours has gone by just like that, and thousands of you are still with us. So thank you so much for being here. I'm glad I'm keeping your interest. I'm glad I'm sharing, and I'm glad you joined us. And this is my appreciation to you for all you've done to help further my brand. Please keep watching my videos. Tell people about my book. Leave me reviews. Buy courses when I get them done. But this one you don't have to buy because you're here and you're watching, right? So, so back to the 7 levels. I want, if you know, going back through the previous 6 musts to start or scale or create a new side income or new business. So I was really big on making sure you're clear on where it is you want to go, right? So when you have a vision, right? So now you know where you want to go, and you make a not to-do list. So you're avoiding some stuff that you shouldn't be doing, and then you understand marketing is key, and you get these other components, and then all of a sudden, bad days come up, or things try to drive you off track, or your subconscious tells you you can't, you shouldn't, you must. The inner doubt says, be safe, stop being a dreamer. How do you drive through that? Like driving through a brick wall. How do you push past that? To me, it's knowing why the heck you want it from your heart, the deepest level possible. And to me, that exercise is the 7 levels deep. It's in my book. If you guys read it in my book, let me know if you've been through it. If you haven't been through it, if you don't have my book, Millionaire Success Habit, I think it's in chapter 1 or 2. It's amazing. I'm going to go through it with you here too right now. It's basically asking, let me just tell you the 30,000 foot view. It's basically asking the same question, asking a question with the previous answer. So I'm going to give you, I'm going to use myself as an example. Joe Stump said to me, why would you hire me to help your students? And I said, I want more of my students, you, to get engaged, to use what I teach and transform their life like I want. I want another level. So he said, wow, that's really good, Dean, that you want that for you want that for your students. So why would it be important for you to help more students go to another level? Like, okay, I understand the 7 levels deep. You're asking me why with the previous. So why would it be important? I said, because I want to raise the bar in this industry. There's so many incredible people changing lives. There's a lot of people, not so much. You know what I'm talking about. So I want people in this industry to step up or step out. He said, that's a good one. So when I asked you why, you said you wanted to help more people. I asked you why that. You said you wanted to raise the standards in this. Why is that important? I thought about it, and coming from my head, I'm like, I want to set a legacy for my family. Really good answer, right? Still coming from here. So he asked me a couple more times. So why, you said this, you said that, and why do you want to set a legacy? I forget what I said. But then I remembered when I got to number 5, the 5th, 6th, and 7th question, because everything flipped. And I want you to start thinking. I want you to do this exercise. Don't just think through it. Do this exercise. Ask it 7 times with the previous answer. Do it with someone else. You can ask each other. All of a sudden, I got to the 5th answer, and my physiology changed. I got goosebumps. I was like, I felt emotional. And it came out, I said, I don't want to go backwards. Like, where did I hired you to help my students. What does that mean? I don't want to go backwards. I didn't want to go backwards. I was broke as a kid. I did live in a trailer park with my mom. I did live in a bathroom with my dad because the only place the electric heater would keep warm. I did go to school without lunch money. I knew what it was like to watch my parents struggle for money. I don't want to go back there. All of a sudden that pulled on my heart. It's like, I have a bad day. I want to help my students, but man, I'm not going backwards. I'm like, that's it. And he's like, no, that was only the 5th question. 6th one, why is it important that you don't go backwards? I'm like, and then I just started crying. Literally in front of my staff, in front of him. Tears are coming out. I'm like bawling. And I said, I want my kids to have choices. I feel it right now. I could literally, when I think about my kids, I want to cry anyway. I said, I don't want to go backwards. And then I said, I want my kids to have choices. And what that meant for me is I didn't have choices as a kid. I don't want to raise spoiled brats. I'm not going to give them money, but if they want to take a year off and travel and figure out what they want to do with their life, they want to start a business and I can help fund it for them. They want to buy a house and I'll lend them the money to start a business. I want them to have choices and I will fight, kick, and scream for that. And I'm literally sobbing. I can feel my children. I'm so excited. And he said, that's great, but there's one more. Why is it important your kids have choices? And it just came out, and I was sobbing. I said, I want to be in control of my life. When I was a kid, my parents were married 9 times. I moved 19 times by the time I was 19, in and out of schools, different parents and step-parents, and everything was so out of control as a kid. We didn't have money, so we'd get evicted and have to move out of apartments and move in with Graham. It was so out of control that I needed to create control. And that's why I worked so hard. I wanted to be in control. I don't want anybody to tell me how to dress, how to talk, how to raise my children, where to live. I don't want anybody to tell me if I could coach Little League or coach softball or go to every dance recital and every practice and every game. No one's going to tell me. I'm in control of my time. So I needed to get money out of the way. And when I felt it in my heart that I don't want to go backwards, I want my kids to have choices and I want control. Do you think there's anything going to stop me? Do you think there's any obstacle going to get in my way? Do you think money's going to be in my way? Negative people in my life going to be in the way? No, there's nothing going to stop me when I think of it that way. It's the gasoline. It's part of who I am. It's part of what drives me. Do I have shitty days? Yes. Do I have personal days in my life that I wish I could change? Yes. Do businesses fail? Yes. But if I go, I want to help my students or I want to be a better dad, that's one thing. But when I go into my heart and say I'm not going backwards, I'm giving my kids choices, and I'm going to be in control of my life, nothing can stop me. So what's yours? Are some of mine close to yours? If you know your why, can you tell me right now? Tell me your why. Or go through this exercise. I'm not just doing this for my health. I'm doing this to give you the tools to see the foundation where all success lives. And let's get to the 8th one. This one, the greatest gift that I could give to you, that you could give your family, that you could give your bigger future, your next level of income, is to be the observer of your thoughts. Now, Eckhart Tolle wrote that in The Power of Now. Michael Singer talks about it masterfully in The Untethered Soul. But what does that really mean? Be the observer of your thoughts, the power of thoughts. Here's what I know. Wherever you are in your life right now, and if you guys got questions, we're getting towards the end of the first round of training. So if you guys have questions, start asking some of them now. Jeremy will write down and we'll get to some of them at the end here, okay? So the 8th one is thoughts. All I know is, and I don't want to, please know, and I hope you could read this from me, I don't want you to think I take whatever circumstances you're going through lightly. I don't know where you are, and I know you might be facing some really tough things in your life, and I'm sorry if you are. I don't want to overgeneralize and be like, oh, if you just do this stuff, you're rich overnight, you're happy overnight. No, but this is the process, right? So I have to train and teach through the things that I know. But I know the toughest times in my life, the biggest struggles I've had, the biggest stresses I've had, the months of sleeping, getting up at 2 o'clock in the morning with worry, all of them have been my thoughts, not reality. Let me ask you a question. Have your thoughts ever lied to you? I asked my dad that, and he's like, no, they don't. I said, really? You never thought someone was unfaithful in the relationship and you found out you were wrong, but you stressed over it? He's like, yeah, that happened. Never thought your partner was taking advantage of you, but then you found out he didn't. Yeah, that happened. Never thought your friends dogged you, went to the movies without you, and didn't want to call you. Yeah, they tried calling, my phone was dead. So your thoughts ever lie to you? Yeah, they lie to you all the time. That's right, Dad. And your thoughts lie to you all the time. Your subconscious holds on to stuff and holds on to security, and all of a sudden you get taught all these things. All I know is wherever you are in life, and you built that vision of where you want to go, between you and that thing holding you back is the story you tell yourself. If you say, this president, this economy, this time in history, the technology, social media is holding me back. I can't do this. I can't quit this job because I got to pay the bills. I can't do this because of this. Whatever that story is, that's your life. That describes you. I can't leave this abusive relationship because I'll be alone forever. If that's true, it's only because you told yourself that. And then your story becomes your reality. You don't think it's lying to you. And then you go, I'm going to stay in an abusive relationship because I'll be alone and sad. Is that true? No, you don't know. If it's Byron Katie's amazing at that. Is it true? Is it absolutely true? And then how do you feel when you tell yourself that story? How would you feel without that story? How would you feel if you flipped that story? That's Byron Katie's Doing the Work, 5 questions. I love that. But that's really what we're talking about here. Be the observer of your thoughts. Be consciously aware of what they're saying. And if you can, kind of step back and say, man, I'm angst, or I'm not making any moves, or I'm not trying this real estate. I was going to go for real estate and I didn't. I was going to go for this and I didn't. Step back and say, what kind of thoughts are going on here? Ooh, that one got from my dad. I'm going to push that away. Oh, I got that from a broke friend. I'm not going to take that advice. We literally can do it. Am I perfect at it? Hell no. But I'm aware of it. I'm going to end with a story because I'm consciously always trying to observe my thoughts and my actions, because if I'm having a bad day, I want to know what thoughts am I having, because I don't want to have these damn thoughts again. If I'm having a good day, I want to observe those thoughts and say I want to have more of them, right? So this is just because of observing my thoughts, and this is a personal thing, but my daughter and my son we were having breakfast. I'm wondering if I should tell a story. I'm going to tell a story. We're having breakfast, and my son has got this insane memory, better than me, better than most people I've ever met. So he's got this box of crayons, and they're all like really awesome. They're not just like red, blue, green. It's like purple passion fruit mango, like all these big names. And he's drawing with them, and he pulls one out. And I'm like, oh, what's that? And he names it without looking. I'm like, oh, you knew the name of that one? He's like, I think I know all of them. I'm like, dude, how would you know the names of like 50 crayons in your box? Pulls them out one at a time, names every single one. I'm like, oh my God, dude, that's your unique ability. I could study that all day, I wouldn't do it. And my daughter said, I can do that. I'm like, well, what do you mean you can do that? She goes, I can do that. I'm like, no, Bree, you are the inventor. You come up with things I never thought of. That's the way Brody thinks. I shouldn't have told him that, but I did. And she's like, no. She goes and studies them. And she comes back. She goes, ask me. First one comes out, she gets it wrong. I'm like, Bree, no big deal. She starts crying. I'm like, what's up, Bree? No big deal. It's like, yeah, Brody, because Brody got all this praise, right? And usually she's not like that. And so I said, what's up? And she said, it's because you spend more time with Brody in the morning than you do with me. And like, that hit a nerve with me. I'm like, I obsessively make sure that I do equal. And I'm like, Bree, don't you tell yourself a lie, and don't tell me a lie. Make yourself feel bad over something that's not true. That's not true. Do not think that. Do not say it. And that's it. She kind of tucked in her tears. She left for school. First time she left for school in her whole entire life without kissing me goodbye. And I was like, all right, if she wants to play that way, I'll play a little hardball. She'll be all right when she gets home. Then she left. And I did this exercise of observing my own thoughts. It has nothing to do with business, but standing between me and that next level of being a dad, being the parent I want to be, is the story or the thoughts I have, right? This is parenting. I believe that in everything. I don't do it perfectly, but so I started thinking, I'm like, and it hit me. And I was like frantic. I'm like, that's what she believed. That was my daughter's thoughts. That's how she felt. It doesn't mean it's true. And maybe that week, because my son's in baseball and football, I was spending more time with him. That's how she felt. And you know what I told her? I told her it doesn't matter how you feel. Tuck your feelings down and get to school. If my daughter married a man and she tried to tell him her feelings and he said, tuck them down and get out, I'd kick his ass, right? But I did that to my daughter. I told her she can't tell me what she's feeling because I'm going to judge her. And because I was observing my thoughts, I felt it. I dropped everything. I got in my car. I drove fast as I could without getting arrested to her school. I got to her school. I didn't even check in through the office. I jumped over the fence. Thank God security didn't see me. They would have tackled me. I walked right to her school, our classroom. I knocked on the door. I got her outside. I got on one knee. I said, baby, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. She's like, what, Dad? I was like, I'm sorry. I said, I told you your feelings don't matter. And it is important to me. And after I saw what I said to you, I realized that maybe I did, maybe I didn't spend more time with Brody, but that's how you felt, baby. And I want you to know I heard you, and I want you to tell me everything that's on your heart, and I'll try to be better at listening and understanding, and we can fix it. Is that okay? And she gave me the hugest hug and a big kiss, and I left sobbing. But I fixed that. Thank God. But I never would have caught that moment if I wasn't analyzing, wasn't observing my thoughts, observing my actions and saying, that one sucked. That was something my dad would have done or someone else or society, not the way I want to do it. I observed it and I fixed it. You could do the same thing with thoughts. When you start thinking, I can't, it's wrong, real estate won't work for me, I'm not rich enough, I'm not this, I'm not that. When you start doing those things, realize it's your thoughts. They're lying to you. Get proof. Prove them wrong. Spin it. And watch how life changes. Guys, are you liking this? Are you liking the 8 ways to start or scale a business? Let's get to a couple questions here before we end. We've been going for 3 hours and 14 minutes. Pretty amazing. Yeah. Flew by. And this is just the beginning. We have 2 more trainings. If you think this was good, oh my God, be on the lookout. We're going to be doing part 2 tomorrow, and you're invited. And then part 3 the following day. So you are not going to want to miss this. Be ready for the next phases, the next trainings, because we have 2 more. Okay, let's see. Oh, so what is the training tomorrow and Sunday? Both, just so you know, both trainings are at 11 o'clock a.m. Pacific Standard Time. 11 o'clock a.m. Pacific Standard Time. And just go to deanslivecast.com. That's deanslivecast.com. If you're on my email list, you'll get an email, but make sure you're there. Write it down. Put it in your phone. I would literally right now grab your phone and remind yourself to be at deanslivecast.com. So many of you asked that. Thank you. I see all these. Oh, thanks, guys. Pacific time. Yes, Pacific time. Verena asked, I think it says Verena, should I always think twice before I react? Yeah, I think that's a good idea. Not that I always do, but I know I make better decisions when I take a breath. I mean, think about how many times somebody's done you wrong and you've either sent a text or an email without thinking. Just like, oh, you said that, and you hit send, and like 4 minutes later, you're like, I wish I didn't send that. I wish I didn't say that, or text that, or email that. So yeah, I think that's a really great one. Johnny asked, what are your favorite books right now? One of my favorite books of all time is The Untethered Soul. Love The Untethered Soul. But I'm reading Deep Work right now. I mentioned that before. That's why I mentioned it. It's on my mind. I love Deep Work. I love Outwitting the Devil. Read that one again by Dale Carnegie. It's an old book that they revitalized. Love. Earl Nightingale. Or Napoleon Hill. Napoleon Hill, Outwitting the Devil. They revitalized that. Outwitting the Devil, amazing. All 3 of them are my favorite. Dale Carnegie, How to Stop Worry and Start Living. Oh, it's killer. Old school and killer, simple. You listen to him, you're like, this dude just had it figured out. Great book. Those. Christina asked, how do I get rid of what you're not good at or stuff that you don't want on your not to-do list? You don't have the funds to do it. Get thrifty, get creative. Figure out the things, first off, figure out the things you shouldn't be doing. I guarantee, Christina, there's things you're doing in your life you should not be doing. They're eating up time. Replace that, first of all, with things that could make you money, things that could give you more time to learn, educate yourself, do self-education. Start there, and then figure out ways to barter. If you're good at, I don't don't want to just like pigeonhole. If you're good at bookkeeping and someone else is good at decorating, have them decorate, do their books, barter, trade, just work on getting better at what you're great at. Believe me, the more you can spend time crafting a skill, going deeper, the more opportunity you have to make money, the more opportunity you have to have money flowing in so you can start paying people to do the things that you don't want to do anymore. Automation takes a whole bunch of stuff off your plate. How can you become somebody, I'm just looking quick, Robin asked, how to become a better storyteller? Just tell a story from your heart. Don't overthink it. Tell the stories that first, storytelling, just want to hear something really cool? I'll go deeper on this on the 3rd training. But marketing is really storytelling. Listen, I just told that story about my daughter. I just remembered, I just lived it. I didn't remember what to say. I relived the experience. So I guess on a big picture is when you tell a story, relive the experience. Don't try to remember what to say. When you're in your head trying to remember what to say, you can get off track. You can go sideways. You can go, did I say it right? Did I say it with enough enthusiasm? Just find the passion. Relive the story and tell it. I'd rather hear a story that isn't articulated perfect, that there's not big words, but I'd rather hear it from the heart. Speak from the heart, you'll always win. Let's do one last question and we'll let you guys go today. We'll get ready for the next training. Don't you dare miss it. Are you crazy? Do you even think about it? Spend time with me on this next training. Bobby asked, can you talk about a time in your life when you had to exercise tremendous amounts of personal courage? Oh, you had to exercise tremendous courage. Yeah, a lot of times. And the 3rd part of the training, I'm going to go deeper on that. Courage is jumping out of the plane and hoping the parachute opens. Courage is walking into the room and pitching your idea. Courage is ending a bad relationship and not knowing where it's going to be. Courage is having kids when you were never a parent before. Courage is where you have to be brave. Confidence comes after time, after going through it. Courage comes, you act before you do. And I would say I've had plenty of moments in my life where I was courageous. I had plenty of moments I was scared to make the decision, but every time I finally did, it was the better thing on the other side. And all I could say is a way to find courage is to look back in your past. And there's been some things that have been troubled in your life, things that went sideways, things that went wrong, and they're really tough. But you did them and you came out better. Somehow you came out better, you got through it, you survived. So I would borrow the courage from your past experiences to replace it and use it today, to be courageous, to make the decision, whatever it is you're trying to make. So I hope that works for you. Guys, this has been so much fun. We're gonna go off here in a minute, but I'll read all your comments. Oh, are we supposed to give away an iWatch?
Yep.
Oh, there we go.
So this is what we're going to do. We're going to
All right, we're giving away an iWatch, so I don't think you should go anywhere right now.
get a couple of these. All right, so go ahead and comment, and then we're just going to pick one random comment.
Oh, so is that what you're going to do? Oh, because we have so many we have thousands and thousands of comments. So tell me if you liked it, what it did good for you. Just say hi, do a thumbs up, whatever you want to say. Just do it. We're going to have thousands of comments coming in just randomly. So go over there as they come in. Robin, thank you for all the love-its. Yes, yes, look at them coming in. Just hammer away. We're just going to randomly pick somebody. Can you see the scientific method we have behind picking for the iWatch? No, we're just randomly doing it. And if you're watching this anyplace else right now, hurry up, go to deanslivecast.com. deanslivecast.com. Jump on and give us a comment. Guys, I promise you, I love when... Maybe it's just showing my life's a little boring. No. I love reading these comments. I will go through and read these comments, whether it's late one day or I'm at the office one day, because I hear it, I feel it in your heart. You make me better. You inspire me to be a better teacher. You inspire me to learn and grow more. Thank you for, look at these comments coming in.
Yeah.
Woo! So, all right, let's pick somebody. Comment, comment, comment. And Jeremy, grab somebody randomly and write it down and send it over, and I'll share who it is, then Jeremy will reach out to you, stay on the, either email or instant message you, get your address, and get you over an iWatch. So we are, look at coming in. Thank you guys. Oh, thanks to you guys, all the thanks. I appreciate you guys. You spent a lot of time with me here today, and this is just the beginning. Do whatever it takes to get on these future trainings. All right.
There it is.
You ready? Emily Poulou, P-O-U-L-O-U. I hope I said that right. Emily, congratulations. Everybody say congratulations to Emily. I was speaking in here like you're here. Wait a minute, that was kind of weird. Emily, congratulations. We'll reach out to you and get you that watch. All right, guys, hope you had an amazing day. Hope you loved the training, and it's only going to get better. So stick around. Do me a favor. If you like this stuff, share it. Get my book, share, get our Facebook page even cranking. We want to head to 2 million really fast. That's it for today. Wait till you see what I have in store for you tomorrow. Take care, everybody.